regulate your nervous system. You know that this is the chapter where you learn how to keep your cool, where you learn how to work through your triggers, where you stop running from your triggers, where you stop trying to maladaptively cope through your triggers. This is the season where you actually feel it and own it and sit with it and stop trying to run from it because it doesn't feel good or look pretty. So we are starting out with our sound healing as we always do. And then we breathe. And that's how we are going to start our day. Mindful, intentional, in control, knowing, understanding why we feel the way that we feel, owning that we may be in a mood that may be uncharacteristic of the persona that people know you as, and getting comfortable with people seeing you out of character. This is the time that you get out of character and you start to become more yourself. Okay? Thank you so much for the love, Jackie. Thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Take a deep breath in. Something new. You have to develop new tools on how to deal with things. The way that you've been doing it by sending walls of text and punching the wall and screaming at the top of your lungs and getting into all these toxic relationships, all this stuff is not necessary. Okay, it is necessary because it's the catalyst that wakes you up, because the pain that you feel all the time, this dull pain and sometimes very, very heightened state, you're tired of it. You're tired of feeling like you go 0 to 100. You're tired of just shutting down and allowing people to walk all over you. You're tired of it. And this is stemming from your inability to regulate your nervous system, because it's hard to regulate when you don't understand why you're so triggered. When you think that it's the other person that's making you feel this way, you give away your power. So that means that no matter who you encounter, if they say the wrong thing or they do the wrong thing, or you feel rejected one day or you feel abandoned, now the shadow aspect is going to come out like this shadow monster that you can't control, and you're not liable for the things that you do and say when you're in this state of blackout and heightened, because you're just trying to protect yourself. You're just trying to feel safe. But then when you come back down to reality, you take a few breaths. You'll realize a lot of it was in your head. And if it's not just in your head and it's actually something that you feel is threatening in your life, then why are we making a subconscious decision to continue to stay in the energy that does not make us feel safe, while continuing to wear rose-colored glasses, seeing what you want to see, creating whole scenarios and alternate realities in your mind to fit the outcome that you're attached to? not recognizing that it's not the person that you see before you that you're in love with, it's the person that you hope for them to be. And then you get upset when they don't change and heal on command, just because you finally see the truth and because you've been through so much pain and agony in this relationship that you can't take hiding or running anymore. Now it has finally triggered you into the spiritual awakening, which is exactly why you were connected with this person in the first place, but you are still attached. And even though you know all the downloads are telling you to let go and to move forward, you don't, because that wounded side of you, those shadow aspects of you, those limited beliefs and ideas that you cling to so deeply, they are your truth. Even though you don't speak it out loud, even though you're not walking around saying, I'm insecure and I love being treated like this and I'm a doormat, your behaviors and what you allow people to get away with, and also the way that you treat people when you don't think anybody is watching, those things are starting to come up because you are awakening more, which is making you more vulnerable within yourself, which is making you more aware of your character and your integrity. And so while it's been so comfortable for you to be in victim mode this whole time, the awareness is inviting you to look at where you've been the perpetrator, even if it was subconsciously. You are not always the hero. You are not always the altruistic person who always just means well. Sometimes you are manipulating people to get your needs met because you too are traumatized. And that's what we're working through. It's not about fixing you. It's about acknowledging, becoming more aware, accepting, holding yourself accountable, and then taking actionable steps on course correcting the beliefs that you've lived by, but now you are aware that you don't resonate with. That's the thing. No one's trying to make you change. You want to change yourself because of the awareness of how you show up. It doesn't feel good. You don't like it anymore. You're tired of running from confrontation. You're tired of saying yes when you want to say no. It's getting old, and then you're recognizing that you're the one that's doing it. No one's making you do it. You do it because you have this internal guilt that if you don't, they won't like you anymore, that you are not the best friend or daughter. You do it because you think that what you do dictates the way that someone loves you and stays with you. You do it because you don't want to be abandoned. You do it because you think you have to do it for love. That's why you do it, because you're not doing it because you want to all the time if you're actually being honest with yourself. You can lie to everyone else, but when you lay down and you have the resentment and you're passive aggressive when it's time to carry out the thing that you didn't want to do, why does the other person have to feel the resentment that you actually feel towards yourself because of your inability to say no? Why do I have to take the burden of your projection because you didn't feel brave enough? You see, the things that you harbor from childhood, you project onto other people all the time while in the moment calling it altruistic. You're doing it, but with a snarl on your face. You said yes, but now you got an attitude. So did you really want to do it? And if the answer was no, then the answer and the question to ask yourself is, why did you do it? It's not to blame them for asking and putting you in a position that makes you uncomfortable because you have to speak your truth. That's why you're really mad. It's because people put you in positions where you have to honor yourself and you choose to abandon it every single time. That's why you're resentful. It is. Because people are allowed to ask you to do stuff, right? Is it a crime for people to ask you to do something? No, but it feels like a crime to say yes when you want to say no. You're resentful that you feel like you have to do these things in order to gain the respect and love of people, but that is a narrative and a story that you keep telling yourself. You don't have to be this way. You don't have to continue living your life like this. You're making a subconscious choice because you think you have to, because you're scared of the outcome. Maybe mom won't talk to you anymore if you're not a good little girl. Maybe dad won't think you're his favorite anymore if you don't agree with all his bad behavior. Hi, Leo. Hi, Kathy. And those are the things that keep you stuck in these patterns, because you don't want to do this stuff. But if you knew that you could say no without getting a guilt trip from mom, you'd be more inclined to say no. You don't want the guilt trip because the guilt trip is a button that your mom installed in you so many years ago. And that whenever she says these certain words, it really triggers your sense of self, because you believe that if you say no, that you are a bad daughter. That is a belief that you really have internalized. So now you have to decide if you want to continue living by your mother's truth or you want to figure out what yours is. this is your first time on my live, my name is Kristen. I'm an hour late today. I was supposed to be on at 6:30, but then I got really, I have to stop getting, well, I get these downloads in the morning. I feel most creative and I feel most connected to source because I wake up super early, like 4:45, and no one's up, and I just feel super creative. My thoughts are clear. And then I get fixated on like making content when I'm 30 minutes before I'm supposed to get ready. And I know that if I start trying to do this and edit and do all these things, that I'm going to be late. But then I'm like, listen, 6:30 to 7:30 is the time that you're working. Those are the hours that I set for myself because I'm the boss of myself. And if I'm doing content and trying to provide something and something's coming through, I'm just really trying to learn to just honor that and not be so worried on the time, because I think that we're so restricted and so confined and so defined by time in our society, even though it's an illusion. So I'm like, listen, whether I'm on here on the live at 6:30 or I'm creating some content for you guys that I feel that you need to hear, that I feel that can uplift you, I'm still working. And so I'm really trying to change my perspective that I need to be doing this at this time. I'm still trying to heal my own capitalistic wounds. Even though I'm running my own business where I have the freedom to set whatever hours, I still find myself being in this rigid structure sometimes that I've been so conditioned to be in. So even as an entrepreneur who has the freedom to create whatever I want, I still find myself having to constantly be aware of how I fall back into capitalistic patterns. So just know it's all the things. It's so intertwined. It's deep. We have a lot that we're going to work through. There's so many layers, okay? You get one thing and you do it, and then all of a sudden the other thing come up, and you're just like, damn, I didn't know that this was connected to that. And then you just see it's all interconnected, and you just got to take it, take it as it comes, and just know that you have the tools and the strength and the guidance around you and the support around you to get through anything. You wouldn't be given this purpose. You wouldn't be feeling this heaviness and this pain and all the things that are coursing through your body right now if you weren't meant to use it. Remember, energy cannot be destroyed. So if the energy and the feelings and the emotions that are coursing through your body right now can't be destroyed, what can you do? Can you transfer it? Yeah, you can transfer it, and maybe the energy is low vibrational, and maybe you want to cuss somebody out, and that's fine, and maybe that's what you need to do. But how do we transmute it? How do we get this out? By speaking, by feeling, by moving, by fulfilling these burning desires and purposes and missions that you came here to fulfill. You're starting to wake up to the fact that it is bigger than you. It is. And that the things that you are running from currently are already things that happened in the past. You are just running from feeling it. That's what I'm trying to wake you up to and make you more aware of. The things that you're running from that you think are so scary that you can't handle, you've already survived. These are things from your childhood. These are things that you need to just reconcile through your truth with your inner child before they help you with all the imaginative and the purpose and the mission work. How can we do the mission work when we're still carrying all this baggage? How can you really do the mission work and be there for the people when you can barely be there for yourself emotionally? You need to create the capacity within your energetic body to really withstand what you are walking into, because you know that it's big. You know that it's something unlike anything that you've ever done before. You know that this is a new chapter and a new version of yourself that you are just meeting, and it's scary because you don't know if you can trust this new version. You don't know if this new version is going to stay consistent. You don't know if this new version is going to make mistakes. I'm here to tell you that this new version is still you. It's just a more courageous version of you, and not because you don't have any fear, but you have the courage to move through the fear while walking forward in your truth. And that does require you to make some reconciliations with your past, and you cannot reconcile what you're not willing to look at. So why are you running? What is it that most scares you when it comes to sitting still and acknowledging some of the things that you went through in your past? And not looking at it from a shameful eye or a critical eye, but a compassionate eye, that many of you were children that were subjected to environments and experiences and pain that you did not have control over. And that pain manifested into a very anxious or an avoidant adult who is terrified of their emotions, terrified of being wrong, terrified of being seen, terrified of being heard, because of what happened in childhood when those things happened, when you tried to do those things. You're still running a program of the past and applying it to everything that you do in the present and the future. You're applying these experiences that are skewed, that created limited beliefs and ideas about yourself. And you are letting those ideas and beliefs run your life. The jobs that you choose, the people that you date, the way that you treat your body, the way that you don't have boundaries. That is a culmination of the things that happened when you were younger or throughout this course up until this point. How do I stop having anxiety? Start being honest, start speaking your truth. Get out what it is your body is telling you, that something's not right, something needs to be said. I don't like this, I'm hurt, I'm scared. Your body's telling you something. And so if you want to release that anxiety from your body, one way that you can do it is through movement, of course, but that still doesn't give you understanding. And so the anxiety is likely to continue coming back, but you can shake it out for the moment. But if you want to alleviate it and actually get a hold of it and understand it, that would require you to speak about what's making you so anxious. Why are you so worried? What are you worried about? What's worrying you? What's something in the past that you're still needing to come to terms with? What's something about the future that you just don't see as clearly and that's making you anxious? What's something about yourself that you're scared of people seeing about you? What's an opinion that you know is just burning in your chest that you want to speak about, but you just feel too scared of how people are going to perceive you? What's an outfit that you want to wear, but you just feel too scared that people are going to judge you? What's a hairstyle that you've always wanted to do, but you care more about society and what's trending? These are the reasons why we have anxiety. What's going to happen if I speak my truth? These are the reasons why we have anxiety. All the things that we're trying to get ahead of, all the worries. And a lot of it is just internal, and also wanting to get ahead of anybody seeing us, even though that's what we want to be seen. But we want to be seen for all of who we are, not just the negative parts, not just the positive parts. We want to be seen, and we want people to see us in our fullness. But how can people see you when you don't show up authentically? Yes, you are kind. Yes, you are the life of the party. Yes, you are really fun. Yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are intelligent. Yes, you are all those things, but you're also the other stuff that you don't want to talk about. You do get super insecure when you get into relationships because you haven't really come to terms with your own trauma. And when you get into the relationship, it triggers this deep, deep abandonment wound and all these deep unworthiness wounds. And then you just wonder why everybody is just triggering to you. Everything, this relationship, everything the person does, even when they dress in a certain way, you feel insecure. Why are they wearing that? Are they trying to get attention from other people? I just feel like they look too good today. These are thoughts that you have had before that you wouldn't dare say out loud because you don't want people to think that you're insecure, and you also don't want to be categorized as someone who doesn't want to see somebody shine. I don't want to see them looking good because it makes me feel insecure. You don't want to admit that, but you've thought it. You have thought it in one of those relationships. At one point, you saw your partner getting dressed. You didn't trust your partner. You didn't feel worthy within yourself, and you felt some type of insecurity. Those are the things that you need to sit with. Why do you feel that way? Is this who you are inherently? Are you someone who sees someone looking good and feeling good and it makes you feel bad? Is that a part of who you are? Guess what? If the answer is yes, there's probably a reason why you're feeling this way. So let's get to that instead of running from that thought because you don't want to be, I don't want anybody to think that. That's ugly. I don't want anybody to know how insecure I really am, that I even get triggered by my partner's outfits sometimes. But I smile and tell him, you look so good, babe. I love it. You look so good because I'm going to perform this. I mean, because what kind of partner would I be if I told him what I really thought is that, no, I want you to go put on something that maybe it doesn't make you look as good or doesn't show off certain this because I'm just so scared of the attention that you get, because deep down, I know that you're going to abandon me. And by you wearing this outfit, you're just asking for more attention. And this is more reasons, more opportunities for people to take my place and for you to choose somebody else. That's what you would really say if you actually sat with it and dug down to that little surface level jealousy that you think that it is. These are the things that we haven't processed within ourselves, and this is why we don't understand why we behave the way that we do. You don't understand because it's scary to know the truth sometimes, because you don't want to admit these things about yourself. But they exist whether you look at it or not. Anybody who's tapped in, who's aware, can see you. And this is why you constantly find yourself with people who are also asleep until you wake up. And then it's such an obvious contrast. I know. Thank you for being so honest. Why do I see potential in everyone? Because you're a beautiful soul. You see the beauty. You're conditioned to see that because you've been forced to literally live in so much darkness in certain aspects of your life. And so you have no choice but to see the beauty and the silver lining in things as a young child who is still trying to grasp their childhood and their magic. And so, yeah, when you don't have a choice, when you're not able to get out of situations, when you have people gaslighting you and your family, when they are doing bad things, but they make you and manipulate you and make you think that really it's for your good and this and that. And then when you grow up, and you don't really heal that, you are conditioned to just see the beauty because you're going to see what you want to see, because seeing those other things are going to bring you back to the moments that you felt in childhood that you don't want to feel. But it's inevitable. Just because you see what you want to see doesn't mean that what you're seeing in front of you isn't happening. That's what we do. We switch our brain into limerence and being attached to the outcome. And so that everything we see can be explainable. Everything can relate back to us and why we're the problem. And so you talk your way into it and you manipulate and gaslight yourself into what's really happening in your current reality. And you see things through a wounded, fragmented perspective, because these are the excuses that you made for your father. And these are the excuses that you've always made for your mother. And since you continue to make those excuses for them, then of course you're going to make the excuses for everyone else. And so until you get to the root of the validation that you're still seeking from mom and dad, only then will you stop seeking it from all these other people, because it's really not that person that you want to know that you're worthy. It's really deep down dad. It's really deep down mom. And so sometimes we do that in relationships, and sometimes we do it with our girlfriends because we have mother wound. You're not convenient. Let me put you on red. And I know that your nervous system is spiraling because the reason why you feel safe is because of connection. This is why you try to control and hold people by the neck all the time, because you're trying to feel safe. And so when that person breaks that safety, and in your eyes, constant communication equals safety, and then they don't text you for 12 hours, what do? Do you melt down? Do you turn into an anxious wreck? Do you start questioning everything? What did I say? Do you read back through the text messages and say, why did I say that? I should, do you blame yourself? And then all of a sudden when they say, hey, you, all of a sudden you feel invigorated again. I am worthy again. I am lovable. Oh, see, I was just going crazy. They still want me. They were just working all day and they didn't take a lunch break in 12 hours. And I saw them posting on Instagram, but you don't have to text me. You see how you backtrack and you talk and you just said what you wanted with the girlfriends before you were single. And when you were single, no, I want to be a priority and I want to be this. And you knew what you wanted. You saw other people doing something, you knew. But then as soon as you got into it and the heart got involved, and as soon as that abandonment wound got triggered, it was a different story. What happened? What happened? Why are you backtracking? Because you knew that this is not what you wanted. You knew you wanted something serious. You knew you wanted a commitment. Why are you settling? Why are you backtracking with what you just said? Because you don't feel worthy of what it is that you truly want, and because someone is giving you attention, it feels better than nothing, because you've been starved for love your entire life, the love that you've been desiring, and it's been just enough breadcrumbs. Dad came around just every couple months. It was just enough to get you excited to think that it was actually going to be consistent, and then that's what you're used to. And so, you know what? I'm so tired of being alone. I am craving connection. I want to be touched and loved and hugged so bad. I want to make dinner for somebody. All these things that I've been fantasizing about. And this feels good right now. I mean, it's not everything. It's not, if they would just change all these things, we would be perfect. And there it is. There's the pattern. There it is. You think that you can, there it is. That right there. If they could just, and then you go on this fucking mission. You are on a laser focused mission to get this person to be the safe space that you can create within yourself. Why do they have to be it? You don't want them. You want who they could be. And you also want them to want you. It feels good to be wanted, even by the wrong person. At least someone is giving me attention. At least someone gives a fuck about my day. At least there's someone to call when I have something going on. And yeah, I know I have certain friends, but it feels different. This feels different. That person. That's all I've been wanting. Just that one person that can just be there for me, that I can just completely, you are that person. Stop trying to force people to be that person for you. You are hurting yourself, and you're also making that person feel like they're not enough and all these different things, and that you're here to be some messiah for them. Stop. What you're feeling towards them is something that you need to do for yourself. That's why you feel so passionate about them changing, is because you're the one that's ready to change. You just don't want to do it alone. You are scared to do it alone. You are scared to let go of something that may be good, but they have these things, but it's this. Then why can't you relax? Then why are you always so dysregulated? Then why can't you chill the fuck out? Why are you constantly having conversations over and over and over again because you don't fucking believe them? And even if they are telling the truth, you're not in a place to be in a relationship because you self-sabotage, because you still have not gotten to the root of why you get into these relationships in the first place. It's a pattern is what I'm trying to tell you. And it's not the other person that's not making you feel safe. It's the fact that you don't trust, feel safe, and feel confident within yourself. You don't trust yourself to make good decisions because of the track record of decisions that you've made. You know that you have a soft spot for certain things. You know that intimacy is a soft spot. You know certain things that get you, and you don't feel strong enough to have boundaries in those areas, which means that you have no business dating. If you don't feel powerful enough and strong enough to speak your truth, and you don't feel confident to set a boundary, you don't have any business dating right now. I'm sorry to tell you. And it's not because you're not worthy of love, because you have to be fully healed. It is not fair for someone to have to read your mind, and it is not fair for someone to not know what they need to do to make you feel safe, and then constantly continue triggering you because you have not done any work to have any type of baseline at where you're at in life. I am not your mother. I am not your father. It is not my job to figure out my baby's emotions and do all the, let me see, are they hungry? Or do they need to be? No, but because we didn't get that type of attention that we deserved, because we didn't get that type of finite, like in tune, like I am with you, like we needed that nurturing, we expect those around us to do it for us. No. I did not get the loving and tender care from my father. My dad didn't want to put up with my yelling and screaming. My dad couldn't handle my anger, and he just abandoned me every single time. So you know who's going to put up with it? You're going to put up with it, because I have not made peace with the fact that my dad couldn't put up with me. And you're going to put up with me, because then you are going to correct the flawed ideology that I have in my mind that I'm not worth it. You are going to love me. I'm going to make you love me so that I can know that I am worth it. And if you don't, and if you walk away from me, I'm going to feel abandoned even deeper. You have the same characteristics of my dad. You have the same energy of my dad. So I know if I can get you to love me, it's just dad. Dad's the problem, not me. Because you have a deep-rooted belief that it's been you. You have a deep-rooted belief that you're the problem. You have a deep-rooted belief that there's something inherently wrong with you that makes your dad or your mom not want to be there for you and not want to hold space for you. This is what you would say if you sat with yourself. This is what you'd be able to articulate to your partner instead of just crying and getting so dysregulated and talking like this. And then you just start going down the spiral. You don't even understand what I've been through. And this is why I've happened. And my dad always did this. And then now we're not even talking about what's going on. And now you're just going through this blackout cycle of like, and this is what always happens. And this is what, and you just go down this it's just this thing. And it's because it's so much deeper than what's happening in the relationship right now. Can't you see? What is all this? What's all this? What that you're talking about? Who's this? And dad? And what? And what do you mean? We were just talking about what is... Yeah, because it's so much deeper. And this relationship was the catalyst to wake you up to that fact. But it's uncomfortable to be in that position. And it doesn't feel good to let somebody see you break down and slide down the wall and do all these things. Even while you're doing it, sometimes you're like, oh my God, I am losing it. There's some times where it's like an outer body experience because you are letting yourself fall apart so much and you are letting yourself be so vulnerable that there's even a part of you that is just like, girl, people can see you. This is the part that people can see. And you're like, I don't care. It just takes over. It just takes over. And then comes the shame. And then comes the shame, and here comes the guilt afterwards once you finally get regulated again. And that cycle will continue in the relationship until you finally address it. And then some of us just want our partner to get comfortable with that type of blow up every single week because it gets harder and harder and harder to suppress. And some of us, have it in our mind that this is love, right? And so why can't your partner just be comfortable with these blow ups every week? If as long as you just apologize and you break down and you have these very like vulnerable, like tail between your legs. I'm sorry, babe. Like, I know, like, I just get really crazy sometimes. And I know I just like blow up sometimes a lot. And like, but it's not because I mean it. Like, I really do care about you. And I really do like want this. It's just like, yeah, and then a week later, you can't control your emotions again. You blow it and you do it again. And I had to be honest with myself. Apologies without changed behavior is manipulation. Apologies without changed behavior is manipulation. So put a heart in the chat if you've been the manipulator in relationships sometimes. Today is about self-accountability. We are working on the 4th A in my 5A method. If you can tell, it's very jarring. It's very in your face. So put a heart in the chat if you've been someone that was manipulative. You continue to say sorry with no intention on really changing your behavior in that moment. You just wanted to be soothed and you just wanted to know in that moment that they weren't going to leave you. That's all you wanted to know. That's all you wanted to know. You just wanted to know that they weren't going to leave you. You just wanted to know that everything was okay. You just wanted to know that we're good. That even though we had this big blow and you just saw this really crazy side, I know you just saw this side of me. And I know like objectively, probably the way that I just yelled at you and went off on you, that's probably not healthy, but I don't have any other tools. And I really am not ready to look for the tools because then I just feel like it's going to like mess everything up. And I'm really trying to hold on to the magic that I felt in the beginning. You know, those first 2 months that were just amazing when we didn't fight and we were love bombing and it was so amazing. I just want to keep getting back to that. And I feel like if I really go into the depths of why I'm blowing up like this, it's going to just make you even more unattracted to me because deep down, I know that really we're probably not going to be growing together. And if I get out of character, I'm probably not even going to be as attractive to you. And so I'm really trying to maintain this lore. I'm trying to maintain this, whatever it was that you know, and so I hope that you still think I'm sexy and I hope that you still think like I'm attractive. Do you still? And then the reassurance comes in, you know, when that part comes in after you've done something. Are you sure that you're over it? Yeah. No, it's fine. Looking out the window. I don't know. I just feel like after we had that blow up that you don't see me the same. Yeah, no, I do. I see you the same. Don't worry about it. Like I don't know. Because yesterday, like when we were like, we didn't cuddle as much last night. I feel like last night you were like really cold more than normal because I'm really hypervigilant and every little thing that's different. I just feel like you're doing me different now. I don't know. Hey, I was fine. Last night was when we had the thing. Yes, I was still kind of in my feels. So yeah, maybe I just, you know, but I thought like when we ended the conversation, you said everything was good, that you feel everything. So then why wouldn't you cuddle with me? You see, it's never fucking enough. It's never enough. It's never enough because you are so hypervigilant and you are so terrified of being deceived that you want to know every motherfucking angle. Every question has to be unanswered. And you're someone that if you have something that's weighing, if you had a conversation and it still didn't sit right, it's not going to be enough. You already know it's only a matter of days before you bring it back up because you don't trust in people's word. Why? Because dad told you a lot of things that you were feeling something way different, but dad was telling you something different with his lips. Mom was telling you that she wasn't angry, but she was slamming stuff like this. No, I'm not mad. So then as a child, you're forced to be like, okay, am I supposed to trust what this person's saying? Or am I supposed to trust what the fuck I'm feeling? You see why you don't trust yourself? Does that make more sense on why you don't trust yourself, babe? Does that make more sense now? Are you starting to understand why you just feel so frozen when it comes to making decisions, even ones that are so obvious? Yeah, you should leave the relationship. Why is that? Because you don't trust. Well, maybe I'm leaving it too soon. Maybe I'm letting go of a good thing. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't. You see? You don't trust what you're feeling because you were conditioned not to. It's all a conditioning is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not inherently who you are is what I'm trying to tell you. And so if it's a conditioning, that means that you can recondition yourself to think something else. Get smart with it. If they can use subliminals to make you go get a pizza when you weren't even thinking about that shit. If they can use colors on certain marketing to all of a sudden make you want to get a hamburger, bitch, you can do subliminals and you can start doing some shit with yourself to make you think something different. Trust me, if you can use the same tactics that they use on you to manipulate you, you can manipulate yourself into getting back to your truth. It's weird in the beginning because at first it doesn't feel authentic. But then once you come into it more and you start to say it and you start to see it on the wall, the Post-it notes, it starts to become your reality. And then your actions start being different because you take accountability for your role in the suffering. And then all of a sudden when you set a boundary, you say, oh, this is who I am. I am someone who sets boundaries, and I do it unapologetically now. Oh my gosh, you see the levels to it? First, I set a boundary and I was very aware of how uncomfortable it first made me feel. Okay, this is something new. I'm doing something different from the program. So of course, it may feel uncomfortable. It's new, just like trying anything's new. Then when I set that second boundary, ooh, this feels nice. It feels so nice just to even say it. Ooh. I like this. Then when you start setting the third boundary and the fourth boundary, guess what? Someone who has boundaries is who you become. It doesn't feel like it's a whole thing. It's a normal. It's normal. It's an integration. So when you go on that date, you're like, yeah, I have some non-negotiables and these boundaries. I don't tolerate people yelling and cursing and calling me out of my name. I grew up with people doing that as a child, and I'm not a child anymore. And so it's a big no-no for me. It's something that gets me out of character and dysregulated. And I'm on a path of growth, and I'm on a path of success in who I am. And not that I'm never going to be triggered, but I will not consciously choose someone who does not have the emotional regulation and capacity to not yell at me and call me a bitch when we get in an argument. I want a partnership where we can fight in love as well, having an argument and disagreeing while not degrading each other. That is just a boundary that I have now. And I'm okay if that's not something that you can do. And even if you think you can do it, if we get 6 months in and you're cussing me out, I may say, hey, remember when I told you about this? This is not okay. So we're definitely not going to have this talk while you're cussing me out. So if I will give you some chances to regulate. And if this becomes a pattern, I'm not going to continue to let you cross my boundary, because then just like a child, when you don't have consequences, the child adapts and says, oh, fuck them. They said I'm going to get a whooping if I do it, and I haven't got a whooping yet. So anyway, that's what you learn. And we're still those children. Okay. So stop teaching people that you really don't respect yourself. Stop teaching people that you're all talk and no walk. That's what you're teaching people. Okay. And then you start to think that it's who you are. No, it's because you don't stand strong in your morals. You don't stand strong in your boundaries. You don't stand strong because a lot of us want to be chosen more than we want to be respected, which is why you're in toxic relationships where I guess you're chosen, but you're being disrespected every single day. So does it feel good? Did you win? Did you get the prize? Do you feel like you won? Was it everything that you thought it was going to be and more? Or now are you fixating on getting engaged because you think, if we can just get married, then we'll be more solid. And then you get to the gauge and get married and you still haven't dealt with the things, and you go up on the altar and you really are not being real in front of all the people. And if someone was really being real, they probably say, I object. But anyway, then you get into the marriage and then it's still not fixed because we still didn't talk about anything. We still didn't do anything. And then you say, let's have a baby. Yeah, let's have a baby because that would be a nice distraction. And then it just goes downhill because you don't feel support. All these things that you really wanted in a partner was not in them. And now you have a whole child to take care of. And now you feel resentful. That is the story of a lot of our parents. Never talked about shit, just together because of this. Parents forcing them, all the demand, all the stuff. And then they don't even know each other. I look at my mom and dad, I'm like, I see how you guys could be like physically attracted and maybe you have some fun, but your core values and morals and how you live life and your core values and morals are completely fucking opposite. How did y'all even get into the same room? Okay, so I understand why the dysfunction. There was no foundation other than, I got pregnant and I knew I needed to marry. This noble story that I hear so many men say, well, I got pregnant and I knew that my daddy told me the right thing to do was marry her. This noble tale that men, it's just like, it's just like, it's the noble thing to do. I just want to work it out. Okay. Do you know what it takes to actually work it out? It takes truth. It takes honesty. It takes getting uncomfortable. It takes really looking at yourself in the mirror and asking where you're contributing to stuff. And then it takes you being honest with yourself after you've done those things, if this is the person that you would really choose, because you chose them from a wounded place, or you chose them because you thought you had to, or you chose them because you're perpetuating generational trauma from your family of making people do things they don't want to do. And instead of standing up and saying, no, this is my body and I'm going to do what I want to do. And if you don't like it, to hell with you. You know, I'm just saying it. We don't, because we care about our parents and we care about being in a village and we know that we can't do it alone and we know that we need our parents' help. Yeah. We don't want to be alone. We have parents that literally say, I will never talk to you again if you do this. I will not, if you go through with this, you're dead. Parents say this stuff and then they're like, damn, like, I can't do it. I'm scared. I don't want to be by myself. Okay, so let me just do what you do. Like, a lot of us have abandoned ourselves because of our parents. They say they know what's best. But you know what's best for you. You know what you're feeling. You know what's screaming in your mind to do. But you ignore it and you shove it down. And there's another trauma that we've created. Another deep abandonment. Another resentment. Another betrayal. And it hurts because you're like, man, when you actually are processing it in therapy, when you're in the sessions, you're just like, I just can't. I'm just so upset that I allowed my mom to talk me into making this decision. Like, I just can't believe it. I just wanted her love and approval so bad that I was willing to put myself in an environment or a situation that I knew wasn't good for me. I knew I didn't want to do it, but I wanted her love. And in the end, it still wasn't enough. In the end, I still didn't get that like validation and that love from her that I wanted. It still, like, it was just on to the next thing. And it just, that's when it cracked. That's when I cracked. I'm sitting here living a life that I do not want to do to appease a woman that is never going to give me my flowers because she never gives them to herself. And then it's really hurtful to recognize that sometimes our mothers are our first bullies in life, our first haters, the first person to ever be jealous of us. That is really hard. And to feel that sabotage sometimes, and to feel the competition from your mother sometimes, and to feel always being torn down when you do something that really is great and incredible, but she just can't muster that good job, I'm proud of you, because she never heard it. She never heard it. And so some people overly compensate and go to the other side and they give their kids everything and sometimes too much of what they didn't get because they're trying to course correct. And then some children grow up to stay super resentful and say, I didn't get that from my daddy and you're not either. I didn't get shit from him and I'm not you. That resentment is projected onto the child. And also because we have a lot of people who were forced to have babies before they were ready, yeah, they have resentment on those children. Because, yeah, I know it's taboo, especially for a mother to say in society, I did not want to be a mother at 16. I did not want to be a mother at 20. And I know that it hurts to hear that, but it is my truth. And I do deserve to speak that. And also say independently that, of course, I love my child. Or whatever the truth is, it fucking hurts. But this are the repercussions of forcing people to do what they don't want to do. Then you're going to hear some shit that you don't want to hear if you want people to be honest. Stop projecting that this motherhood and fatherhood is the best thing and it changes everybody's life. Sometimes it's made people's lives the most miserable. Sometimes it has kept people stuck in situations because of the children. And it's not the child's fault. It's not the individual's fault. It's the system. It's the generational trauma. It's the flawed ideology. It's the fear mongering. It's the religious indoctrination. It's not the child, but the child is going to feel the burden because they are the product of a broken society. So yeah, we're going to feel it. That's why you feel like you're a burden. This is why you go and you almost explode by yourself in your room because you have so many fucking emotions that you don't even know how to process, but you wouldn't dare go to therapy because it's stigmatized in your community. And you wouldn't dare tell a friend because you don't want them to think that you're weak. And you wouldn't dare even talk to your family because they're the ones that put you in therapy in the first fucking place. So who do you talk to? How do you release it? Maybe through empty sex, alcohol, gardening, drugs, video games, working yourself to death, risky behavior, over extreme adrenaline, traveling every single time even though you don't got no money. Anything to escape the reality that is within you is that you are not happy all the time. And actually, if you were being honest with people, you've been depressed for quite some time. A lot of the stuff has been an act, a persona, a character. And if you're really getting honest, you've had riddling anxiety your whole life. You just learned really good how to mask it, especially if you're a woman, because you're expected to mask it. You're expected to be seen and not heard. And you're expected to suck it up and be okay. Just be okay. Just get it. You're good. You're strong. And don't let yourself be a black woman. You might as well be a man. And this goes for my men too. This goes for everyone. This is not just a gender thing. I'm just speaking from my perspective, and I know who's listening. Okay? So the more that you can get honest, the less that you will have anxiety. I think that was the question I was answering. Sorry, I didn't know that question was going to be 45 minutes. Wait, I think I was answering a question. Damn, you said how to get rid of anxiety. Oh, that was the question, to circle back. I forgot what I was talking about. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Hi, Cass. I saw you in here. I was just in a flow. I couldn't even talk. I was trying not to get distracted because this ADHD be fucking me up sometimes, but I love it. I wouldn't change it. I like how it makes me think in the wittiness and how I can have 16 folders open at once and still know what the hell I'm talking about. I love it. I think it makes me feel smart. I like that I can have all these conversations. I like it. I like how sensitive it makes me. I like how aware, how quick I am. That combined with intelligence and emotional intelligence and all that stuff, and then the ability to do, you know how quick I can read a room, bitch? Because all these files are open. So I see it as a benefit, even though sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes. But we're doing it and we're getting there. And we're just accepting and we're learning. And we're going to drink some ashwagandha in replace of the gardening. Starting on the 1st, I'm getting some ashwagandha and some blue lotus. It's going to be just as good. I'm programming myself. Woo! February 1st. I have to give up. I got to give it up. Got to have a break. My lungs are over here with a whistle in the cough. When you get the whistle in the cough, you got to stop. Okay? And so I already am trying. Okay, I can't wait for that ashwagandha. It's going to make me feel so relaxed. I can't wait for the blue lotus tea. It's going to hit me. I'm just kidding. I'm really excited. I don't need anything outside of any. I'm not trying to place an addiction with another addiction or anything like that. I'm just trying to be healthier and learn balance. And I have to be honest that when I'm doing things, even things that I know are medicinal and good for me, too much of anything is too much. And I've tried to talk my way out of not needing to stop for like a year now. And I've spun it in every angle, bitch. Okay? And I just got to stop. And it's not even about the lungs. It's just about feeling like I can't be sober anytime or always got to be on something. I just don't like that feeling anymore. And it makes me feel disempowered a little bit. And it makes me feel like I'm just putting too much power into something outside of me, whether it's a person, whether it's a substance, whether it's I don't know, travel, anything. I don't want anything making me feel like I can't have these downloads or power or strength or confidence because I know that it's me. And to prove that to myself, I got to prove it to myself. I can't talk about it no more. I got to take action, which is the final step in integrating. And it's the most challenging step because it's daunting and it makes us have to let go of things that some of us really do like, even though you know it's bad for you. It's okay to say that. I've had many people who want to quit nicotine and they're like, I know everything, of course, but these are my friends. Literally, it's like I've been lonely, like these have been constant, and I get it because I can feel that and resonate with that when it comes to gardening. It's just, I feel like I'm not alone. I'm going through something. It just feels like you're just not alone and there's something to do and there's something to look forward to. And I think that does stem from deep loneliness that our society is feeling because of the lack of connection that we've had. And so we're trying to connect to something deeper and bigger within ourselves. But really, we got to get out here and start connecting with each other. Okay, so, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, I'm doing an in-person community event. It's going to be intimate to start out with this particular one. It's on February 22nd. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, I'll be releasing the tickets probably on Sunday, but this is just going to be open for 10 people who are really ready to do some deep shadow work in person. You want to get your sound healing in person. It's going to be in a beautiful park. We're going to take a little walk and kind of break the ice. We're going to move our body, and then we're going to go into like a deep hour dive where you guys have the space to really talk about some shadows. I'm going to give you guys some homework and some things to write down and take with you so that you can identify more articulately what these shadows are and how they're holding you back and why you're so scared of being seen in this part of yourself. And so once we bring the shame to the light, it can't control you anymore. And that's what's been controlling you this whole time, is your shame around who you are and these things that you've done and the things that you've allowed and the things that have happened to you. And you're also carrying the projection of shame of your parents, because they are not stupid. They know certain things that they've manipulated. They know that they've hurt you, and they see how much you're struggling in your adult life, and they know that, you know, they're part of it. They know whether they can admit it to you or not. Okay? So we got to really acknowledge this, and we have to change the criticism to compassion. We have to change the criticism to more curiosity about yourself. Okay, I recognize that I'm a hothead. I recognize that I'm ready to fight. Anytime someone says something, I'm ready to fight. Okay. This is where I'm going to come in. All right. Who made you feel like you had to fight all the time in childhood? Who bullied you in childhood? What parent made fun of you? What parent made fun of your looks, and then that translated to the kids making fun of you, and you just fought because you were so tired of the words. You were so tired of being ostracized. You were so tired of being put down. The words felt heavy. The words were intoxicating and it's just, the words made you feel so low vibrational that the only way that you could get the emotions out from your dad constantly picking on you and constantly talking about your body and grabbing at your stomach and telling that you're this, and your mom always telling you that you wish you did this and you gained some weight. The only way that you could do it is you just started fighting, because you know what? Before you're going to say these words to me, because I'm really insecure with these words, and I believe these words because my parents, the two people that I should love the most and look up to the worst, they told me these words, but I'm so tired of letting people hurt me with their words. And so the only thing I know to do is fight. I'm going to be intimidating. This is my persona now. I'm going to fuck you up before you hurt me. So don't even get close. I'm going to make you think that I'm confident and that I'm intimidating. So you don't get close. Don't even say shit to me. We've all met people like that. And then you get to know them and you can tell they have some of the biggest insecurities ever. And they use that as a shield. And so once you tell me that, then that can validate, okay, of course, this is why you always fight. It's not inherently who you are. You just said it yourself. You were always bullied. This is what you learned. It's not inherently who you are. And we couldn't get to that if you wouldn't sit still and just think for a second. Let's talk through it so we can understand. So you stop with this flawed ideology that this is just who you are. No, it's not. And you know that people don't like being around you. And you know that people feel intimidated. And you know that people are not even being honest with you. So how much depth can you really have in this relationship? You're keeping people at arm's length, literally, because you don't want them to get close, because it's been weaponized against you. And people have hurt you. But you still want connection. And you really do want people to know, and you really hate that people think you're this big bad monster, because really deep down you are such a lover. You do care about people, and you show in your acts of service. You show in the gifts that you get people. You're always doing it. You show it in your own ways. But you want to be able to articulate it more through your words and being able to let your guard down. But you've never been around people safe enough, or you've never trusted people enough to actually let that guard down. And sometimes you project it because you're so used to being made fun of that even if someone goes to talk to you, you're already ready to cuss them out. And it may be something positive. You don't trust it. And I understand why. So then when we can get to the root of that, then we can start to create a new story. Love is trustworthy. We just have to make sure that we allow people to show us who they are. And when we see it, we have to start making decisions based on what we see right now in the moment in front of us, how we feel right now in the moment in our bodies, and not how we could feel in the future if this person did X, Y, Z. That's not who they are right now, and you need to accept it. I know you got excited, and maybe you thought this could be finally it, and you got excited, and you're allowed to get excited. I want you to get excited. Don't give up on love. But also don't settle because you think that love is not attainable. Because you think you're not worthy of it. Because you think you're not pretty enough, not good enough, not rich enough, not this enough. Those are all stories that are keeping you stuck in this toxic cycle. That is the messaging that you internalize from childhood because of the neglect. the emotional neglect, the words that were said to you and the words that weren't said to you have contributed to your ideology about yourself. You needed to hear, I'm proud of you more. You needed to hear, I love you more. You needed to hear, hey, you made this mistake, and I want to make sure that moving forward, we, start doing better. But this doesn't change how I feel about you. I still think that you are so smart. And just because you didn't do well on this test, that does not take away from how intelligent you are. This just means that when I tell you to go to bed and get the rest so that you can be focused, I need you to go to bed and get the rest. So yes, I'm going to take your phone, because clearly you can't handle the phone and going to bed right now. And so until I can trust you with the phone, I'm going to keep it for a little bit so that you can get your rest. I'm not going to take it forever, but at night, I'm going to help you with this little addiction that I see that we have going on here. I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. This is not a punishment of like you getting a bad grade, but I want to help you succeed. And I see as your parent that you don't have the strength to not get on this phone. And that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not mad at you. And if you want to work on this a little bit more, this particular subject, then we're going to do that. Because I want you to succeed. And I know that I'm a part of the process of you being successful. Give me a hug. I love you. And get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day. Wake up, have a nice breakfast, and be ready for school. I was just talking to my future child and my past self. I feel like just now when I was doing that, I saw my future child just sitting on the bed, and then I saw my inner child also tucked in bed. Like they were both tucked in bed. I love that. I was like, wait, why does that have is this two? One was me and one was my future child, and they both were just like, I love that. I'm trying to become the parent that I want to be right now. This is why I'm trying to do it. And I'm trying to just talk it out with myself so that hopefully these tools will stick when I do get super triggered and I'm in the moment. Because you can talk a big game, but then when you're in it, I know it's a lot harder when you're really in it and this real human that's being impacted and you really want to do your best as a parent. I know that we all go into it just wanting to do our best, and then we see the gaps and we see the flaws and we see the things, and we have to give ourselves grace, and we have to give our parents grace, especially once we become parents, because we see how easy it is to subconsciously do things that may not be for the best of your child, but you thought it was. And then when they show you the impact, or you see the impact for yourself, you say, dang, okay, I may not be as extreme as my parents was, because this is a different generation, but I can see how these tools, these toxic tools that I picked up in childhood, are bleeding into my parenting. And so if I can sit here and be totally honest that I did not wake up trying to hurt my child today, can I give my parents a little bit of grace that they didn't wake up trying to hurt us either? And I understand that the things felt really intentional. And that's because a lot of our parents do use us as punching bags for their pain that they have not processed, because they know how unconditional our love is for them. They know how much we love them. They know and see how much we want them to validate us. And unfortunately, even our parents will take advantage of that for their own safety and their own like reality, and for them to stay in their own narrative. Sometimes it does come at the expense of hurting our children, because we're so scared to sit in the pain ourselves or to acknowledge it. And when you have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old saying, hey, why do you always do that? It seems like this and this is not right. When you have a 6-year-old that is intuitive and aware enough to call you out on shit, then that really starts to make you scared, because damn, how many other people can see me? And so even though that 6-year-old is not wrong, you shut that 6-year-old down, because that mirror is just uncomfortable. And so even though you're manipulating your own child, even though you're lying to your own child, even though you are psychologically confusing and I think getting in the way of their cognitive dissonance and their ability to critically think and trust what they're feeling versus what's being told, you are in certain ways, we are certain ways disconnected from our intuition in that way. And this is why we say, like, we'll feel these things, but then our mind is telling us something different. And the thing that's telling you something different is the parent's voice. That's the parent's voice giving you some type of lie or scenario to make you feel good or feel happy in that moment, but your body still knows the truth. You knew when you were younger, your parents were telling you a lie. Just say, okay, go upstairs. Don't worry about it. Get out of grown folks' business. And you were also that child that pretended to go upstairs, but you did. You pretended to go upstairs, but and then you didn't. You were that child too. Yep, that was you. You pretended. Yep, go upstairs. Get out of grown folks' business. Oh. Gone. And then you're behind the door. And then you get behind the door like this. Oh yeah, that's been you. You behind the door like this. And then you hear it and you take in the information. You take in all the information. And because you are an outspoken child that you are, when the opportunity comes up, bitch, when the opportunity comes up, thank you. I think Whoopi Goldberg is beautiful. Thank you for that compliment. When you get the opportunity, all of a sudden you be throwing that what you heard right back. No, but I thought that. I know we're not going. I heard you talk. I heard you tell mom that we're not even going to Disney. Oh, or whatever it is that they told you. Yeah, we're gonna go to Disney, and then you heard him talk. Well, I heard that you're not even going because that's what they use against you. If you don't stop right now, we are not going to Disney. Well, according to you the other night, we're not going anyway. I heard you tell mom that we're not going. That would be me. Are you listening to our conversation? That would be me. And so this has always been you is what I'm trying to show you. I'm going through all this because I'm trying to show you and help you remember that you were always this outspoken, brave child. But that part of you was beat down. That part of you was manipulated. That part of you was shut down. That part of you was suppressed because that part of you made the people around you uncomfortable. And this is why you're so scared to make people uncomfortable. This is why you put your feelings on the back burner for everybody. This is why you never speak your truth. This is why. Because I hope it's coming to you so you can stop thinking that you're inherently a pushover and a fucking doormat. You were conditioned, so wake up to it. Don't you see? It's just a pattern that you continue to create and believe in. It's brainwashing. Whatever word you want to use it. And you can brainwash somebody and condition someone without being direct with what you're trying to convey. How someone treats you over and over sends the message. And some of you have been treated like shit over and over and over, but you refuse to read the message. You don't. And the message is that no, you don't deserve to be treated like this. No, not everyone's going to abandon you. No, not everyone will betray you. No, love is not always like this. That is the idea and the ideology that you continue to live your life by. You continue to believe it because the two people who had the biggest influence on you sent messaging throughout their shortcoming in parenthood that made you believe these things about yourself. Well, Dad, it would rather be out in the street, so I just saw perfect example. When I moved like an hour away from my dad, when I finally got my first house, I was so excited to show him my house. Come on. And I moved an hour, like about 45 minutes away. And I would ask my dad, please, Dad, come over. Let me make you dinner. Come over. I wanted you to see this. I got my own house. I'm 25. Please come over. Let me just make you dinner. Oh yeah, I'll see. I'll let you know. But hey, and when he says that, I already know that's a no. Yeah, we'll put something in the book. Okay. Then all of a sudden I go on Facebook and see that my dad checked in at a restaurant that is literally a mile, and it's like a restaurant like that. They don't have a lot of them. It's not like a big chain, so you have to go to different, like a little bit further to get to them. They're not so readily available. And I saw that he checked in from my new house, 5 minutes, the restaurant from my house. And I had seen it after he already went and left. Like it was said like 4 hours ago, he checked in here. And he didn't say anything. On the phone, he told me, yeah, we'll put it in the books. We'll see. He didn't have to say anything. The message was clear. You would drive 45 minutes And you would be 5 minutes away from my new house, my house, just me in general. And as my parent, knowing that I'm asking you, begging you, you couldn't stop. You drove right by it and went and ate. And I could have come to the restaurant with you. We could have eaten together, and then we could have come back to my house and had some coffee, and I could show you around, and maybe we... The messaging was clear. He didn't have to be direct because he was too coward to be direct. He was too much of a coward to say, hey, I don't want to come over there and spend time with you right now. I don't want to do that. That's not my priority right now. But I am going to come over there later to go eat. I do want to go over there and go eat. I do. But I don't want to stop. I don't want to make the time to see you. That's what he couldn't say. But the messaging was clear. And I internalized that shit for years. Why? What is it? What is it? What? Why can't I get this man to fucking pay attention to me? So then I just started searching for it in other places because I still wanted that validation, especially particularly from a man. I wanted a man to make me feel safe. I wanted a man to make me feel loved. I wanted that protection that everybody talks about. I want this feeling that everybody's talking about. Why can't I feel this? My dad is my first hero. All these things. I want to feel like that. Why am I missing this? Why is this not my experience? Why don't I get to feel safe? And why don't I get to pick up the phone and know that my dad's going to answer every time? That he's going to drop everything because I'm his daughter. That he's going to rush over. Why is that not my experience? And so it was just hard, and I tried to force it, and I tried to create it so bad. I tried to create all these things, and I fawned over him, and the moments that he would show up, I feel like I would be talking a mile a minute because I don't know the next time that I'm going to be in a space with you, so you're probably going to leave in 2 hours because you're always fleeting. You never can just stay and be patient and just be present. It's always doing it to get to the next fucking thing. You don't think I feel that either? You don't think I feel that you are just doing it for me and that you don't really want to be here? That it always feels rushed, that you always have something on the other end of the day that you have to do that lets you leave? Why can't you just spend the night and just be here all night? So when I'm with you for an hour, I feel like I am reverting back to the 5-year-old little girl who's trying to show you every single thing that's happened in my life the last 5 years that you've missed. Look, and I did this, and I wrote a book, and look, I wear glasses now, and it's just crazy, Dad. And instead of me being mad and saying, where the fuck have you been? I revert right back to the fond little people pleaser that he loves the most, because he doesn't like me when I hold him accountable. He doesn't like me when I show the true depiction of how I'm feeling. And so in order to get his attention and love, I want it so deeply, so I will fawn you just to get it. I love you, Dad, and it's so great, and I love it. And Dad, look, it's so crazy. Dad, tell me again about that thing in ancient Rome. I know how much you love talking about yourself, and I know how much you love feeling important, and so I'll feed into it. Yeah, Dad, tell me this and tell me that. I know, gosh, it's just so crazy. Yeah, so overly, yes. This is me fawning the fuck out of him, even though this is the first time and you're showing up for an hour and you're ready to leave, and that is just everything. Those breadcrumbs felt like a full course meal because he's the only attention I wanted. I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get it. So it felt like a 4-course meal. And so that was what I learned, especially from him. And this is how I should accept from men. This is it. If my own father, if this is what my father's giving me, and this is the most influential person, and this is my role model, I should not be expecting all this other shit from these people that don't even know me. I need to take what I can get. This is what I see with my dad. I can see that it's just on to the next. So yeah, that's instilling abandonment wounds in me too, because I'm seeing my dad, how he's treating women. And so this is how all men treat women, I guess, because the most influential person is doing it. And so yeah, I'm anxious because of that, because of what I know about my own father. And he is the first introduction to men for me. So because I didn't have the awareness and because I didn't have critical thinking skills at the time and I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, I just assumed, I guess this is how everybody is. And because I want connection, I guess this is just what I have to settle for or put up with. And I didn't even feel like settling. I just felt like this was what love was. It didn't even feel like I was settling. I thought that these people were the best. I had them on the pedestal. I thought these were the greatest. And I was the one that was too fucked up. I didn't see. Because my dad did such a good job of gaslighting me and deflecting that I really started to believe I'm the one that's fucked up. I'm selfish because I want to spend time with him more often. I am a selfish daughter because when I was 5 years old, he did this for me when I was in kindergarten. And even though I'm 25, that story just keeps getting shoved down my throat whenever I say that I need you more. You always revert back to the time that you were there for me when I was 5. And I really love that you were there for me at 5 years old. But I needed you at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and I'm 39 now. And I'll still need you when I'm 50, and I still will want you when I'm 60, and I'll still need you when I'm 70. I've never not needed you. Thank you for letting me get that out. Grief is wild. I'm so confused by it sometimes, the grief around my father. How one day I can talk about him like he's the best person ever. I was literally crying about him yesterday, about how I wouldn't change it for the world. And now today I'm laying in on him. Grief is wild. Oh, the feelings, all of it. It's just all of it. But I let myself feel it all. I let myself feel it all, and I don't shame myself just because he's no longer on this earth. That doesn't mean that I don't have still pain and anger, and I don't feel bad that I say these things because my dad knows the truth. And if I know my dad, he would want me to be honest. He would want me to be real. It was just hard for me to do it with him, and he knew that. My dad is not stupid. He was just extremely avoidant. But I miss him. And after all that I just said about him, I would still choose him 100 times. Absolutely. If he said, after all that, what you just said and how he didn't show it, you still, absolutely. I see the beauty in my dad. I love my dad. I know that he was there for me in the ways that he could be there for me. I also see the cycles and the ways in which he broke cycles. And I also have compassion for the era and the time that he grew up and the way that many Black men's confidence and worthiness was shattered to the floor. I see my dad, not just as my dad, but as a Black man in America as well. And so I have grace and compassion for the shortcomings and the ways that he struggled mentally. I understand the unworthiness feelings. I understand why he didn't feel deserving. I understand those things. We're still going through it now. How could I not? How could I not understand my dad, especially right now? So I'm going to continue this work for him and all my ancestors, and I'm going to continue showing up for him because he fought this until his last breath. He may not have shown up consistently in my life, but the one thing that he was consistent in was speaking the truth and spreading the message. And he didn't care if he was in a room full of hooded, cloaked, you know what I'm talking about. He's still going to speak his truth. That was my father too. And that grit and this perseverance, this part of me is definitely from him, because he was not scared. He didn't care what you looked like. He was going to speak his truth no matter what. And he always took an opportunity to educate people, whether we were in Chili's, whether we were at Adventure Island, whether we were at school for a parent-teacher conference and a teacher said something that was out of pocket and misinformed. He never missed an opportunity to speak the truth and especially to inform certain demographics in this country of the truth. That was his mission. That was his mission. I am not going to let the history of our people die. And that's what he spent his life speaking to. I don't even know how many people in the streets, just talking around, speaking. And I always used to get embarrassed. I'd be like, God, every time he goes somewhere, he's always just got to be so much. No, If it's an opportunity to educate and you're speaking something that's not true, especially about my history and what I'm going through, I'm not going to let you get away with it. I don't care if you're the waiter. I don't care if you're the manager. I don't care if you're the cashier at Lowe's. He didn't care. And I really respect him for that now, even though it used to embarrass me. I love how outspoken and how brave he was. And guess what? I am too. I'm just finding it. I'm just getting my sea legs. I feel like a little baby deer. I'm finding it. I'm finding that. I'm finding it. It feels fucking amazing. It feels 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 amazing. You know, I had to get a jig and a dance in. So how you guys doing? How we feeling? I feel like I've just been going in and out. Okay, so today was the beginning, was channeling for you guys, but then obviously now you're holding space for me while I grieve my father, if you couldn't tell. So thank you. I always tell people that sometimes I come in here and I feel like I have so many messages that are for me and you from source, but then there's sometimes where it's just me needing to vent and something on my heart, and it's something that comes up, and because we're in a reciprocal loving relationship, you guys hold space for me. And then I also realize that by me just talking to you, even though I don't feel like I'm giving you a lesson, that the honesty and the vulnerability is medicinal for you guys. I've seen that even when I'm just speaking my own truth. I'm not trying to tell you nothing. I'm not wrapping it up in a pretty bow. I'm just being authentic. That is the medicine, because I know that the generational trauma is called generational trauma because the generation was traumatized with certain ideologies. And so I know that even if you as a white person don't have the same cultural generational trauma as I do as a Black person, I know generationally the ideologies around mental health are consistent across the board. And so that I know that even though mine is a little bit different because I grew up in the Black community and maybe you're in the white community, whatever it is, it may be different based on our ideologies and things that we went through and oppress our, you know what I'm saying? The generation still has these convoluted, misinformed beliefs and all these different things. And so I know that speaking about my father can hit home with any person in any race, any ethnicity, any background. Because the one thing that connects us, one of the things that connects us all is patriarchy. One of the things that connects us all is misogyny, all these different things. Unfortunately, but it does. And so this is why you can see large populations of men or large populations of women doing certain things. And you can see large populations of men statistically doing certain things. It's because of the generational trauma. So yes, it can feel like all women and all men, and that's because the majority of our society has been brainwashed and conditioned to think a certain way about society. That is the whole point. So that we continue to have these feuds against each other, and we continue to be men versus women, straight versus gay, this versus this. It's always that, because of the internalized systems and ideologies that have been infiltrated in our society for such a long time. We now collectively all participate in misogyny. We now collectively all participate in the patriarchy. You don't believe it when just the other day I saw a video of these high school students, and they said, bring a random object to school, and they all had water in their mouth. They were all holding water in their mouth, and then they all brought random objects and they put it on the table. And it was so funny because one person would put just a random candle. One boy threw up a pack of hot dogs, and they were all trying not to laugh. And then one kid put an iron. And guess what my comment, the first thing that I went to say, ooh, I know your mama was like, boy, you better bring my iron back. And it's harmless, right? But even that, I stopped myself and I was like, that's misogynistic. Why am I just assuming that the mother is the one who owns the iron? Why am I just assuming that it's the woman who has the iron? It's the misogyny. It's so enrooted. Why was that my first thing? Or when people say the doctor's coming in, a lot of times when they think of doctor, they think of man. Naturally, when you think of doctor, your brain usually goes to man. When you think of certain positions and power, you think of certain genders right away. Nurse, woman. President, man. You know? And that is the internalized misogyny that we all abide by without even trying. The ways that we think. It's rational for you to think the mother has the iron, right? That's rational for you, right? Based on our society, based on what you see, based on what women's role are, based on what men's role are, it's rational for you for you to think that it's the mother's iron. It feels rationally. And that is the internalized misogyny that people are talking about. Thank you. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Okay, so you guys, I have a workshop on Saturday at 11 a.m. It is virtual. If you want to join, I would love to have you there. We are going to go into inner child work, and then we are going to transition into shadow work. And my intention of this workshop that I do every single month is to create a safe space for you guys to come in, learn more about yourselves, because I've recognized one of the big flaws is that we don't really know who we are. And so we don't know what we're capable of. We don't believe in ourselves. And we also think certain negative things about ourselves that are keeping us back. So I want to really break through of these limited beliefs that you have about yourself, because as long as you believe it, you're going to keep manifesting a reality around what you believe. And so some of you believe that you're not worthy of love, which is why you have never felt a love that's actually worthy of you. Well, I'll repeat that. Some of you have not felt worthy of love, that you continue to settle for love that is not even worthy of you. And you know it. And that's why you can't settle. Because just settle. Just be okay with just be okay with what you're feeling. You don't have to fight it. You can just settle. No one's making you level up. No one's making you desire more. No one's making you step into your potential, even though that's what you try to do to everybody else. Maybe it's your potential that you really need to step into. Maybe it's you who you see, and you're projecting that onto other people and then being upset when they don't reciprocate it back. But it's not who they are, it's who you are, and you're projecting that because you think that everybody thinks like you and everybody wants to be happy and everybody objectively wants this. No, that's not where everybody's at in their life. Some people are very comfortable in their darkness and they actually own it with pride. You can see it in certain podcasts you can see the podcast and the red pill content. They own their darkness with pride, and so they make it comfortable for other people to own their shit too. And so you need to stop walking around thinking that everybody objectively thinks how you think and feels how you feel. That's not true. And some people will mirror that shit back to you because you give so much information and everything right up front that it makes it so easy for people to just mirror back whatever you want to hear just to get what they want to get. Yeah, I'm spiritual. Yeah, I love meditation. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's just so crazy. Yes, yeah. Yes, I love it. Yes, tapping in, source. And then all of a sudden they're treating you with no integrity and doing all these things, and you're just like, wow, you don't really seem that religious. Like, based on what I'm reading, it just doesn't seem like your behavior. And this is the same thing that happens in the church. We see things that are happening and we just look at it, and then we read this, and then what this is, and then we just allow the gaslighting. Even though what you're feeling and what you're reading is such a contradiction to what you're seeing, it's okay. This is just what it is. What? No, it's not. What are you talking about? It's not okay. This isn't the truth. Maybe it's your truth, but it's not my truth. And I'm not going to live in your truth because I don't agree with it and I don't resonate with it and it doesn't feel good to me. So I'm going to continue creating my own reality. I'm going to continue creating a reality that I resonate with. And if other people resonate with it, I won't be alone. And I know that other people resonate with the reality that I want for this country and what I want for the world. I know so many people are just craving the harmony and the peace. And not that we're never going to have any darkness. The duality will always exist within us. But right now, it's intoxicating. Right now, it is too far over to the other side of the pendulum. We are very much out of order because they're trying to create a new world order. And so that's why we have to really wake up and get in gear, or we're going to be so scared and so suppressed right into not being able to do shit. And that's going to be when you want to do it the most. I promise you. Whenever your ability to do what you want to do is taken away, when your freedom is truly taken away, that's when you're going to wish that you had it the most. So you better make the content and create the art before it becomes illegal. You better get your voice out there. You better stand the fuck up. Open your eyes and stop being in denial. And stop seeing what you want to see and believing what you want to believe, and look at what you see and acknowledge how what's going on is making you feel, because a lot of you are extremely dysregulated right now. And it's not just because of what's happening in your immediate world. It is because you are scared and uncertain about your future. So I need you to do what you need to do in the present to make sure that your future is what it is that you desire. Because if you don't, then the future will be decided for you. It's not just enough for a few handful of people. Your voice matters too. I had 0 followers just like you. And I would be speaking if I had 0 followers right now. Because you got to start somewhere. And if I believe that my voice matters, then I just have to believe that people will hear it. And guess what? I've believed that my voice has mattered since I started creating content on here. And this is where I'm at. I'm not forcing you to be on my live right now. I'm not forcing you to stay here. You can hop off whenever you want. You're here because you resonate with what I'm saying. You're here because there's something here that I'm saying that's valuable to you. That's why you're here. Because if it wasn't, why would you waste your energy? What you see in me is a reflection of yourself. And so many of you are stepping into this chapter of standing up and getting so sick and tired of being scared and walking on eggshells. It's lame, it's tired, it's washed out, it's old. You're tired of walking in fear. You're tired of being scared of rejection. Rejection is only scared because you are rejecting parts of yourself. You give so much meaning to someone choosing you, even if they're not even making you happy. But because they're giving you attention, you mistake that for love. If the person truly loved you, they would be on the growth path and doing all the things and doing the stuff that makes you feel safe. You wouldn't have to be pulling it and fighting for it and chasing for it. And not saying that the person that you may be trying to get it from doesn't love you, but you also have to discern if someone has the capacity, emotional intelligence, awareness, experiences to actually meet you where you're at. And this is coming back to the fact that you still don't see who you are. You still don't see how brilliant you are. You still don't see how intelligent. You still don't see how evolved and ahead you are of most people that you surround yourself with, which is why you always feel alone. It's not that you're alone. It's because you're surrounding yourself around people who are committed or unaware or don't have the capacity to truly see you, because in order to see you, they have to see those aspects of themselves. And so, yes, you stay on the surface with a lot of people. And yes, you keep people around you because there was a part of you that actually felt good not being seen in certain parts, because you want to be seen the way that you want to be seen. It was you trying to control your perception of people, and you don't want them to see the shortcomings. So it's just as much as you try to say that that person was emotionally unavailable and they didn't want to open up, you were too. Because there were so many things that you did not say that was on your mind because you were so scared that it wouldn't give you the outcome that you wanted, which is being chosen. You thought that you had to agree with everything. You thought that you had to tolerate everything. You thought that you had to be okay with all the shit just to be chosen, only to not be chosen, and only to get what you want and then not want it. Now you got it. Okay. After they've done what they need to do, finally they woke up. Here you go. Now you got me. And now you don't want it. You're not even happy with it. Because it was a game, it was a competition, it was the validation. You don't want to be with somebody who lies to you that you can't trust. And you have such deep spiritual gifts that even when they try to lie to you, you fucking dream about it. You know, you literally have a dream about it. Or you just know. And you just keep overriding that shit. You keep overriding what you know, which is self-abandonment. When you override your intuition, that is self-abandonment. And this is why it hits 10 times harder when the abandonment happens outside of yourself, because you knew what you sacrificed to get this person to stay and they still didn't. You knew that you sacrificed your health. You knew that you sacrificed your mental health, your body. Sacrificed finances because you tried to buy their love. You sacrificed so many parts of you. doing things and altering things about your body and wearing shit that you weren't even comfortable with because you were just trying to get their attention. Please just look at me. Whatever it is that you see in that other person that I keep catching you flirting with, maybe I can become that. Is it the boobs? Is it my money? Is it my what? Some of us resort to that. This is why I say, be honest with why you're doing all these procedures and all these different things. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to make you aware of why you're doing it, because you keep telling yourself that you're doing it out of empowerment and because it's just these things that I've always wanted to change. Okay, you've always wanted to change them, or when someone started making fun of you, you wanted to change them? When someone started to point out this weird feature, when you became aware that you were different and that other people saw you in a negative way because of that, then did you want to change it? When did it start? Because it's a little foggy. Because what you tell yourself feels more comfortable than saying that I'm doing it because I really want to get a partner. And I think that because I have this body weight on me, or because I don't have a big enough butt, or because I don't look voluptuous enough, or whatever it is, I just don't think I'm ever going to get a man. And I just want to be one of those women where the men just gawk over it, to be honest. I just want to finally feel like that girl where the men are just turning their necks. I know it may seem surface level and I know it may seem vain, but I want to be looked at, and I want the attention for once, and I want to be the girl that everyone's chasing, and I want to be the woman that everyone looks at and loves. And yeah, these are things, these are thoughts. You always grow up around that one person, that woman that just seems like got it all together, just beautiful head to top. Everybody loves them. The body is on point, and you compare yourself. We are taught to compare ourselves. Even if you don't know anything about that person's personality or anything like that, just based on how she looks, because we're so visual. Oh man, she's it. And meanwhile, you're over here comparing yourself to this woman, and no shame to this woman, but maybe she's not even as evolved. And maybe she doesn't really know herself. And there's so many other beautiful things about your personality and all this stuff that makes you so beautiful and cool and awesome to be, but you're just so fixated on the lack. You're so fixated on the lack and the things that you think you can change, all while ignoring the real shit that's making you feel this way in the first place. You can get the titties, you can get the ass, but the heart and the way you feel about yourself is always going to be right here until you actually address it. You keep looking out, okay, well, maybe I'll do something else, and maybe I'll get something else. You keep wanting it to be everything outside of yourself than what's in here in your heart. The truth is, I don't feel pretty enough, or I don't feel this enough, and I'm so fucking tired of spending all this money and doing all these things. Why don't I feel this way? What complex did I have? What is it? How do I break away from this conventional beauty standards that don't even mean shit? Only to see high fashion models look obscure with gaps and bumps and noses and all the things that look different. Why are they high fashion then? That's how I look before I just tried to become conventional. Maybe I don't want to be conventional. Maybe I don't want to look like everybody else. Maybe I thought I wanted those things. But now that I give myself a chance to sit with myself and be real and stop performing, now I've finally gotten to the conclusion I don't actually give a fuck about the trends. I thought I gave a fuck. And so since I've came to the conclusion that I don't give a fuck, I'm about to go get a whole new wardrobe. I'm going to start dressing how I want to dress. I'm going to start doing what I want to do. And I'm going to become an individual again. I miss myself. I miss being an individual. I miss being weird and quirky. I miss the weird, dorky hobbies that people used to make fun of when I was younger. Those things are cool. It makes you unique. I miss building Legos. I'm actually going to go get some Legos. I miss Pokemon cards. I'm going to be on the hunt for the next month to find the Pokemon cards that I had as a kid. This is what I want to do with my inner child. And if you think it's corny and if you think it's stupid, fuck off. This is me. And so the person that I want in my life is going to love the fact that I love Pokemon cards. I'm not going to give up Pokemon cards because you think that it's dorky. Fuck off. I love who I am. And just because you don't like who you are, you're not going to make me try to hate who I am. Misery loves company, but I don't keep company with you. I'm choosing not to keep company with you because you don't make me feel good about myself. And you make me feel like the things that I love are wrong and annoying and this. And I actually love these things. And I believe that if I can love these things about myself, I believe that someone else can love these things. So fuck off. How dare you try to change me? I love Hello Kitty too. That's so cute. Anyway, I think it's time to twerk some of it out. I think we gotta twerk it out because my booty cheek is hurting. Hold on. It's time to get up now that my knee is working. Oh Lord, we messed up. Now that I found out that my knee is working. Now that I found out that my knee is working. Ooh. Yes. Let's see. What we want to do? Yeah, let's see. I've been really on this song. I want to play that T.I. song again. I'm come back. How much was this twerking like you think I could we could do it? How much was this twerking live sessions? I think so, Austin. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? I can be angry and rageful and I'm gonna fucking move forward, but I'm also gonna find moments of joy. You're not gonna make me feel guilty for being happy because y'all wanna be crazy in this society. No, I'm still gonna find moments of joy. I'm still gonna dance this shit out. And I'm still gonna continue speaking my truth and moving forward. You're not gonna create this cold, I'm not gonna allow myself to be this cold, callous, hateful, angry, resentful person. You are not gonna steal my light and my shine. I'm still gonna dance down the sidewalks. I'm still gonna do what we need to do. Okay? I'm not subscribing to this bullshit. This is my life. This is our planet. This is our country. And I'm not gonna let a finite little group of people who are insecure and scared of losing some perceived power, I'm over it. Okay? We're over this narrative. This shit is old and tired. Okay? All right? Anyway, let's pull a few cards. So, yes, what I was saying before. Why does this keep... Hold on one second. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so we have that on Saturday. So if this is something that you guys have been wanting to get into, you know where to go. Yes, but the in-person live event is going to be on February 22nd. It is going to probably be open for 10 people, and these 10 people are really people who are seeking in-person community, who are ready to be vulnerable, who are ready to start being open, who just know that they need some type of support or breakthrough to just get through this part of uncomfortableness. That is what I want to create. But in person, I have stuff that I set up online all the time too, but I'm really craving meeting you guys and being with you guys in person as well. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, mark your calendars for February 22nd. It's 222. It's a very powerful day. It's a Sunday morning. It's going to be beautiful. Like I said, we're going to start out with just moving our bodies and just getting the nerves and the anxiety out. Then we'll spend an hour really going deep and having some deep shares and some tools that we can use to move forward and integrate and learn how to accept and have compassion for ourselves. And then the last 30 minutes, I'm going to bathe you in sound healings under the park, looking at the trees. It's going to be beautiful weather, hopefully. I'm manifesting it. And you're going to leave feeling even more high vibe for that day to go on and manifest whatever it is that you want to bring in. That is the type of community that I've been craving to set up, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So yes, it's going to be February 22nd. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, be on the lookout when I release the tickets. Okay? But I'm also going to be having some like donation-based and just free community events that I'm trying to work with people and spaces to set up too, because I definitely want to create some free spaces for us to just come together and listen to some music. I would love that. So what's going on? How are we doing? What is up? Let's see. Let's pull a few cards though and just see what's going on in the collective. Wait, let me clear the energy with a little bit of music for a second. I wanted to play this before we get into it. Let a few more people. I think is my Kathy. Are you on here? Can you guys see? I feel like my live on here is like not working. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look at me messing up. Look at me. Should I give up? Should I stop forever? I wonder why. One second, guys. Okay. I'm just going too fast. Remember when you only did this with the mallets in your... Yes, I was so scared, Casey. You remember that. You OG. I love that you remember that. I remember I was like, only with the mallets, and that's not even how you're supposed to play it, but I was so scared of not being able to produce the notes, and I just wanted to walk before I could crawl, and I was so worried. And now look at me over here making mistakes. Girl, they ever sent express your... Aww. Okay, let me see. Hold on a second. I remember when you know... If you're a Sag, hell no, we don't quit. I'm a Sag, okay? I'm a Sag. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so... You guys know what I'm trying to play? Hold on, I'm trying to like think about it by ear. Okay, we got the first part. Hold on. That's so fun. I love it. I've always been able to play by ear. When I started the clarinet, I'm like the Nick Cannon and drumline where I can play it by ear, but like reading music, I could read it and I could definitely read it. But like as it started getting up and getting harder, that's where I was just like, I was just so confused. It was just like my ADHD. It was just so much. Like as you start getting deeper into music, especially classical music and all the different keys and all the stuff, I just felt so overwhelmed with it that I just said, I can't fucking do this. I can't learn this. And so I just started picking up shit by ear, but then that wouldn't help me when the conductor would be like, okay, we have a sight reading, please. Over here, you have this and all this. It was literally just like the movie. That drumline was such an accurate depiction of me. Like, for real, I could play. I had the talent, I had the passion, I had the heart, but like, I needed more lessons. And I think this is where the ADHD came into play. I didn't know that I had ADHD, and it was just like the way that you were trying to teach me. I needed one-on-one. I needed like more one-on-one to go deep because I just can't learn in big environments sometimes with stuff. And I'm just like, I need you to like show me. I need you to like show me, put my fingers on the different notes, like put my finger on the note and show me, like I need to see. 'Cause, 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 And then do you guys know what that's from? What's that? Okay, you got it right. I don't know, it's just coming to me. Okay, anyway, that was just my little music spiel because I love playing music. Yeah. Where's my cards? Okay. That was fun. I love it. It's just like it took away so much of the anxiety. When I first had it, I thought that I needed to perform for you guys. Even though you guys knew that I just got the drum, why would you expect me to be playing the drum like I've been playing for 20 years? It's something new. And why not allow people to just go along of the process and the experience with me? Why do I have to come out as the professional? Why do I have to come out as the pro? Why do I have to come out as the best of this and that? Why can't I just do it because I love it and I play? And maybe I just want you guys to come along and let's make mistakes together and let's see and let's learn and let's figure it out. That feels better for me. Oh, you're so much. I love you, Caroline. Yeah. So I just changed my mindset and said, I don't want to feel like I have to be perfect all the time. And like, it doesn't even make sense. I just got it. Like, give myself a chance to actually learn. And then people can say, oh, I remember when you used to just play with the mallets and now look, that feels great. That feels great that someone recognized that and saw that. Oh, I remember when you used to play with the mallets because you couldn't produce the sound with your hands and now you're playing with your hands. Wow, progress. That feels good to do something and not give up and to keep doing it and to get better. It shows you that you can learn. It reinforces the skewed perspective that you can't do something new, and if you're not automatically good at something, then that must mean whatever. Okay? I needed to hear. Good, Evie. Cortez, you're a very positive vibe. Thank you for the love. Thank you. I'm glad that you feel it. I feel it. If you probably would have seen me in September, you may not have felt that way. It's just, this is what happens when I allow myself to go down and feel the things. I know at my core that I am a good person and I am this and that and all these things, but I also have to let myself go down into those depths and be angry and say things that are probably out of character and I'm mad and fuck these people and that is me too. And should not be shunned away. I can be love and light to you guys. Yes, I want division, or yes, I want to bring people. I don't want division. Of course, bring us inclusivity. Yes, let's go. Everyone can join my lives. Everyone can get information. Everyone deserves to heal. Okay? But I also can have my own feelings and say, fuck these fucking people right now. Fuck this fucking shit. I am fucking mad. That also is spirituality. That also is love. That is the truth of me. That's me loving myself by allowing myself to honor what it is, even if you don't agree with it, even if you can't understand it, even if you don't care about it. It matters to me. It's how I feel. And only person who can validate that is me at the end of the day. I don't need you to agree with me in order for my truth to be true. I don't need you to agree with me in order for my experiences to be real. I know. I feel it. I experience it. I walk in these shoes. I'm in this body. This is my skin. I know what I feel. And the gaslighting in this country has got to stop. We're seeing things with our own two eyes, and then they're still telling us we didn't see it. I'm no longer allowing anyone to tell me how I feel and what my experience has been here on this earth. Okay? Yes, I'm talking about USA. That's where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. All right, the 3 cards that came out. Let me put them in the order. Okay, let they go. This is the order that I'm feeling. I don't know if we can make this shit up. Have you been listening with what I'm saying? Because the cards are going to blow you away, because this is just what I've been saying. This is why I love doing the cards, not because I need them, but it's just a fun reinforcement and confirmation of what we're already talking about, because I talk about it and then you see me shuffle and then the cards come out and you can't deny the shit. So the first one is shadow. What the hell are we talking about? Wasn't this what the workshop was about? Shadows. This is you. Look at you. Look at you. You're no longer giving your heart and your energy to these lies, this fire that's burning you up. You're turning away and giving your heart to the truth. You're no longer doing it. The shadow's not working. You're walking out of the shadow. It's not doing it anymore. Okay? I'm not as insecure as I was anymore. I don't care what you think. I'm starting to push past it. The anger is the catalyst. Okay? So you see why all the feelings and all the stuff that had to come up in order for you to get to this very point were strategic and divine. You see how all the relationships and all the shit that didn't work out and all the painful stuff, you see how it's led you to this point. It's those experiences in the past that you have not yet really felt and acknowledged. What's happening in our country right now is forcing you to look at it. It's forcing you to look at yourself. It's forcing you to look in the mirror, and it's forcing you to recognize and be honest with where you contribute. Where do you contribute? Where do you contribute to the shadows of our society? Because all of our shadows make one big shadow, because we're all one. So where's your contribution to the shadow? Where are you ignoring the shadow? Where is the shadow still bringing shame? Where is the shadow still bringing guilt in your own life? And then inevitably it's affecting us all as a whole, right? If you have so many people that are in their darkness, you start to really feel that darkness on a larger scale, right? One person, maybe no. But when you have a whole collective administration of darkness, you seem like you're feeling it, right? Even though it's not directly impacting you. Maybe you're not in the same place. Maybe you're this and that. Why do you feel this darkness that's not directly connected to you? Is it happening in your house right now? No, but you feel it because we're all connected. If we weren't, you wouldn't give a fuck. If we weren't and you didn't feel it, it wouldn't move you. You feel it because you're empathic. You feel it because you're alive. And the other people in this country are alive too, but they've been conditioned not to have empathy over the years. And this is why it can seem so cold and callous for them to do certain things. It's because they are deeply traumatized and they are deeply embedded in the DNA of their ancestors. And so when you have a collective of people that have been conditioned to see other people as subhuman, it's really easy for them to say the things and do the things. And I know it's so shocking to you because it's so far from how you feel and how you think. But just trust, everyone started out as these beautiful children, and we are ultimately conditioned and ruined by other people. People are the most evasive species on the planet. It's us. Okay? And the things that this population and administration are willingly doing to this younger generation to make sure that their legacy of hate continues is sickening. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. And this is why the dark cannot exist without the light. And so are you the light? Are you the dark? Are you both of them? Which one are you representing more of right now? We're all of it, but I want to represent more of the light. I know I have my darkness, but I'm fighting every single day to walk into my light because I'm trying to be in his image, since it's a Christian nation. It's a Christian nation, so I'm trying to be in his image. Since we're in a Christian nation, just trying to be in the image. So the shadows are coming to light for a reason, which means your shadows are coming to light. Everything that's happening collectively on a large scale is something that you're experiencing in your life. If you wake up and connect the dots, you would see it. I'm waking up to all this stuff, but then collectively, I feel like everyone else is waking up. So maybe that means that we are having a massive awakening for a reason. And what makes us wake up? Pain. And what is a lot of people feeling right now? Pain. So then your gifts kick in. Your gifts start to kick in, your intuition, your voice, your fuel, your grit, your purpose, your mission is clear. It's becoming more and more clear every damn day that you look around and you see how hard it is for you to focus on your mundane, insignificant job at the time when you feel like it's insignificant because it's not fulfilling. It's not insignificant. Clearly, it's doing something for you, but you feel like it. This job is not fulfilling. I'm actually feeding the machine and also working for people who are not in my best interest, so that doesn't feel good. I'm waking up to my integrity. The ignorance is no longer blissful. The ignorance is no longer blissful. I'm waking up and realizing my role in the system. And though I can't completely unplug because we're in here, we're in it, which ways can I lessen? How can I get away from it as much as I can? How can I have more control over my destiny? It's by tapping into your gifts, tapping into your intuition, what you know, your empathy, the way that you're able to read people, the way that you're able to make people feel safe, your voice, your experiences, the way that the things that you went through didn't break you, the things that you went through didn't turn you into this cold, callous person. And even though you may have a stint of icebox where my heart used to be and you had your little dark era, you did, and that's okay. You're coming back that this is not your character, this is not who you inherently are, and you don't want to continue to put yourself in situations where you have to continue going back to that character of survival mode. So things are changing whether you like it or not. And if you refuse to keep if you continue to keep your head in the sand, you're going to wake up and say, how the fuck did we get here? And I'm going to be right here saying it was happening right before your eyes, but you chose not to look at it. I'll be right here to tell you how we got here. So you can close your eyes and pretend that it's not existing. You can start to prepare, or you could be caught blindsided because you didn't think it could ever happen to you until it does. You choose. And the last one is new beginnings. Once we face the shadows, once we remember our gifts, we will have new beginnings, okay? We remember our shadows. We bring our shadows to light. We stop letting the shame control us, so therefore we can't be controlled. Then we tap back into our gifts from source, the things that they are harvesting from us in the first place. We reclaim our power back to ourselves. We stop working with the enemy. We stop doing these things that we knowingly do. We start to work on our addiction to convenience that they got us up in and brainwashed us in. We start to work and heal our addiction to consumerism. And we start to say, I don't need this fucking shirt anymore. I don't need this. This shit falls apart after one wash. Can't I see the pattern that I keep spending my hard-earned money that I barely have on bullshit that falls apart after one wear? And then on top of that, it's literally burning up all the resources. What is the point? The labor, all this stuff. Why do we keep supporting it? You don't need that fucking Shein shirt, and you know it. It's an addiction. You're trying to get some type of happiness, some type of dopamine. And they got you. They got you. Shopping is another addiction that a lot of us have. And they make it so easy. All you got to do is click a button. They think for you. As soon as you mention something, it's in there. Don't you see? You are the fucking product. You are the product. This is why everyone's fighting for our data. It's us. So as soon as you reclaim your power and you start to act on what you know and you start to be comfortable with less and you start to get back to your own homeostasis, circadian rhythm, going to bed at time, getting the fuck off this phone all the time, we will see a change. As soon as you stop paying attention to the shit and stop spending your money and stop doing all the stuff, that's what they want. You know that's ultimately what they want. Stop giving it to them. Especially with shit that you don't even need. There's certain things that you are addicted to that are not a necessity. Certain companies that you still shop for that you don't have to go to. You are addicted to the convenience and just walking around on autopilot, not thinking that your dollars matter, not thinking that shit matters, all while recognizing that majority of this shit is over money. So how could you think that your money doesn't matter? They are constantly bombarding you with sales and ads. And you think that your money doesn't matter? Wake up. Wake up. You know that your money matters, but you're addicted to the convenience. You're so far deep into the capitalism and consumerism that you don't even know how to get out. Your life is so built around the comfort of being able to press a button and get food at your door, and the comfort of being able to do this and have a whole thing of groceries. I like going to the grocery store and getting my own shit and looking at my own things. The fuck? You don't even got time to feed yourself now? You gotta cut back on that fucking job if you don't even have time to go get your own goddamn food. Don't you see? You're paying someone to do it because your time is always held up in other people's shit. You don't even have time to get your own fucking groceries. And you think that's okay. You're normalizing it because it's convenient and it's awesome and I don't have to do anything. Gosh, get up. Maybe that walk in the grocery store is the only fucking exercise that you're getting because you're at your damn desk all the day. Maybe you actually need to go to the grocery store so you can get some exercise because you're sitting at the fucking desk all day. The convenience is killing you. That's all I'm trying to say. It is, slowly. The convenience of being able to take a pill, not really knowing the depths of what it's doing to your brain chemistry, what it's doing to your organs, but let me just take a pill right now because I just want to be happy right now. It's convenient for me to be happy right now. So give me the pill. That is our society in a nutshell. It's more convenient for me to be happy right now. And the more that I can tie up my free time doing the basic human things that we should enjoy doing, like picking our own fruits and vegetables, and there should be joy in that. It should be a whole process, excited to get the fruits and vegetables and the foods to go home, but you're not excited because you know it's not any nutrients in it anyway. I just need it to survive. So now that I have someone doing my groceries and delivering food, I have more time to work. I have more time to do this. I have more time to do that. Accept everything but what you actually want to do. Because you're definitely not using that time to create your art. No, you're giving that time back to the 9 to 5, back to this, trying to get ahead so that you can fucking survive and get out of survival mode enough to actually create your art. But it's a loop. It's a loop that you find yourself in. So what do? Continue to do the same thing and expecting different results? Or do you finally stand up and say, this shit is not working and I need to do something different, even if it scares me? That's the thing. We all have the choices. We all have the choices, even though we don't think we do. It's just some of the choices really scare us and we feel so disempowered that we don't even fathom that this could actually be a tangible choice. It's always just some dream that we have. Well, how long are you going to be dreaming? When are you actually going to wake up and do the shit and know that the reason why you're dreaming about it in the first place is because it's already happening in another timeline? You just need to catch up. You wouldn't have these deep desires if you weren't meant to have it in the 3D. You came here to have it in the 3D. You were already a spirit, a being before that. Why did you come here just to not feel it tangibly? That's the whole point, I thought. To experience it. All of it. To show yourself what you're made of, who you are. It's always been about you. You versus you. For the greater good of the collective. And yourself. And you'll find that what is in alignment with yourself is usually what's in alignment with the collective. So you don't have to even compromise your integrity with the collective, because when the collective is in alignment, we're all doing what we love. Still having adversity, still having trials. It's not perfect. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Integrate those shadows. Integrate those shadows so you can see more clearly your gifts. And when you can believe in yourself, then you can open and walk through those new doors because you feel worthy of it. You are worthy of it right now, but it doesn't matter what I say. It matters what you feel. It doesn't matter how much I say how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter how much I tell you that you're intelligent. If you don't really truly believe it in yourself and you don't put yourself in positions to test that theory, You're always just going to be seeking. And I'll tell you, of course, I love getting compliments. I love when someone says, oh, you look so beautiful and this and that. Of course, that's so nice. I'm going to take that in. But I don't need it anymore. It's nice. And some days are hurt harder than others. There's some days where I'm like, damn, I really am just not feeling good within myself. And then someone will give me a compliment. I'm like, damn, you have no idea how bad I need to hear that, because I actually feel like the opposite of what you just said. So that's beautiful. But most of the time now, when someone gives me a compliment, oh, you're beautiful, thank you. I take it. I'm not cocky or anything like that. It's just, I don't need it. I'm not hanging on it. My sense of self and worth and happiness is not dependent on someone saying you look beautiful today. And I can admit that it used to. I used to feel so good when someone, and I realized I feel a little too good. I feel a little too good with these compliments. Damn, did I not know this within myself? Do I really not? I really feel that ugly that when someone gives me a compliment, I'm like, oh no, stop me. Really? Oh, look, I have a pimple right here. Are you sure? Oh my God, but my ear. Like, just all these things that we do to just, when someone's literally admiring your beauty, you have a tendency to bring up all the flaws. It's like, yeah, I see the pimple and I still think you're beautiful. Yeah, I see what your nose looks like. I look at your nose every day. I still think you're beautiful. Like, what the hell? Why did you bring that up? You can't even receive it. And that's what I'm trying to say, is like, a lot of the love that we're desperately seeking, we can't even receive it right now. That's why it's like, I need to sit with myself and really start to feel these things for myself, so that I'm not hanging on it and I don't push it away. Because I'm telling you, dating somebody who constantly can't receive the love, it gets old. You want someone to feel it. You want someone to be able to receive you. You want that. You want that feeling, that reciprocation. Not just giving, but being able to receive. And not just from the giver, but also from the receiver. We need both balance. You can't just give all the time. You got to be able to receive too. And some of you don't allow people to give to you because you don't feel worthy. It genuinely makes you seriously uncomfortable when someone goes out of their way and does something big. It literally makes you feel like, why the fuck? And then some of you, if someone just comes out of the blue and gives you a really random gift, instead of just being like, oh my God, they thought about me, they love me, and they wanted to get me a gift, you immediately say, what the fuck? Why the fuck did they do that? I didn't get them nothing. Now I got to get them something. Why the fuck did they spring this shit on me? Now I feel like shit. I didn't have nothing. Stop. If the intention of that person getting you the gift was for you to give something, then fucking keep it yourself. If it's transactional, then go buy whatever you want and let them buy whatever they want, and then that way you just got it. Then we can just skip the whole fucking transaction. You're so used to tit for tat. It doesn't have to be tit for tat. And there's certain things that you give that may not be an exact replica of what they're giving you. Maybe they give you these concert tickets because they know you love this person and they love it. And you're just like, oh my God, well, how come I need to get that? No, the reason, the thing that made them want to get the concert tickets in the first place is because, man, for the first half of the year, when they were going through this hardship, you were the one that answered the phone all the time. You were the only one that answered the phone. And just because you may not have the finances or anything right now to get them the concert tickets, and maybe they're in a different position and you can't return it exactly how they did it, the fact that you answered that phone, and not that you don't deserve the tickets if you didn't answer the phone, but that was the thought behind it. Man, this person is really down for me. I realize how much I have took up your energy talking about my ex, and you never made me feel bad. And you know, I remember in that conversation how much you said that you loved that artist, and I saw that they were coming in and I wanted us to go together. Well, you didn't have to do this. Yes, I did, because I want to show you. I wanted you to receive my love the way that I've received it. You answering that phone may have been a small gesture for you. You answering the phone may have just been just you breathing, because this is just who you are. You're just a natural, loving, nurturing person. But for me, that was huge. You don't know my background. I didn't have anybody to call. I didn't have anybody that gave a fuck about me enough to answer the phone 17 times in a month over the same shit. I got told to shut up, stop, get over it. My mom, when I tried to talk about things like, aren't you over it yet? Aren't you over it yet? Why are you still up? No, I'm not. So thank you for not making me feel like I should be over it. Thank you for not making me feel judged. Thank you for listening so I could just hear myself process this craziness. I know that I needed to leave him, but I needed to know for myself. I just needed to talk it out myself. It wasn't enough for my mom to tell me to leave him. It wasn't enough for my best friend to tell me to leave him. I had to get to that on my own, and I needed someone to just talk to without telling me this and judging me. And you were that person. So stop saying you don't deserve this and get your damn clothes on. We're going to a concert. I love you. And I know that you love music. So this is why I got you concert tickets. It wasn't just random. You said you wanted to see this person. And I appreciate you. And I know that I could just give you a hug and say thank you, but I just feel like I needed to do something more. I need you to know how much answering that phone really helped me. That's the other side of how you don't see your magic just because you don't have the money and just because you don't have this and that. That is how you impact people. That is the way that you change people's lives. And it doesn't always look like this, and concert ticket and ring and necklace. Sometimes just your energy has done something far more than even the concert tickets are worth. You allowed me the space to change my life and get out of something that could have ended up really different. So yeah, you think these concert tickets are $200 and too much. This is priceless. The conversations were priceless. You know? Start to look at yourself like that. These are your gifts that you overlook every day. You don't see the worthiness and how beautiful you are and how you make people feel. You make people feel safe. You make people feel heard. You make people feel seen. You make people feel not judged, all while feeling those things all the time within yourself, all while being so terrified of feeling those from other people. You make people feel the opposite. Why? And why aren't you deserving of feeling safe too when you always provide that safe space for other people? Why are you not deserving of it? You are. You are, but you've just been made to feel and believe through the messaging and the things that you did not get early on in life that you were not deserving of it. You weren't worthy of it because you did not have the rationalization at that time to understand that this is dad shit and this is mom shit and it has nothing to do with you. Because you did not have the ability to rationalize, you had no choice but to internalize, because the brain has to solve problems. The brain has to solve problems. And so the problem is, why doesn't dad want to be around me? The problem is, why isn't mom making me a priority? That's the problem. And so because your mind just keeps ruminating and you just get tired, you internalize that it's just something with you. You're a bad kid. And at least I just have some type of answer instead of constantly. So then you internalize, I'm just a bad kid. I'm just too angry. I'm just this. And then because you've learned that dad was gone when you were angry, you suppress the anger indefinitely. And then that becomes your shadow. You see, the anger becomes your shadow because you learned that dad didn't want to be around you when you expressed anger. So you suppressed it because you want people to be around you. And dad taught you that anger is not something that people want to be around, which is a lie. So now you suppress the anger, and now the anger has become the shadow because you're a human. So as much as you want to dissociate, you're still going to have things that make you angry, right? You're still going to have those emotions, whether you want to acknowledge them or not. This is why you have road rage. This is why you have this is why you can't have any patience with your kids. The anger has nowhere to go. The anger has nowhere to go. Even though you don't acknowledge yourself and you don't classify yourself as an angry person, you do have a lot of suppressed anger right now at this moment, at this time in your life. So you know, you're not inherently angry, but that is a character that you've kind of taken on because of the suppression around the anger. Or people just think that you're always so nice and never have anything, but you really have a lot of resentment deep down. That's another character. Some of us really don't feel like safe to express our anger at all whatsoever. So then we become shells of ourselves. We become doormats. We let people cross us, and then we be the victim. Instead of acknowledging that we're not setting boundaries, we become the perpetual victim because we're too scared to stand up for ourselves. So now the problem is everyone's treating me this way, but there's no problem with the way that you're tolerating it. Oh, I just thought it took two to tango. But I don't know. Some of y'all say you like roller coasters. That's why you've been on one for your whole life. For me, I like the one that's at like Universal, the one that you can get the fuck off of. I don't want the one that feels like I'm in a roller coaster in my mind for 30 fucking years. I like the one where you strap in, you say, hi, yeah, you do, yeah, it's so fun. And then you get the fuck off. I don't want to be going up and down forever. You know, not forever. Sometimes I want to get off this bitch. I want to get a rest, eat some food, do something else. This roller coaster all the time. And this is what I'm saying. Even when you're doing these things, are you even present? When's the last time that you really were present with yourself with a meal? When's the last time you really tasted the food that you ate because you weren't scrolling the whole time while you were eating? When's the last time you actually paid attention to the movie? Because you always just be putting on Netflix. You search for 30 minutes to find a Netflix only to be on your phone while the Netflix is playing in the background. You don't like being present with yourself. You don't. And so the constant roller coaster is kind of a distraction from the truth. The highs and lows are a distraction from the real issue. You keep talking about the roller coaster, but I want to talk about who built the fucking roller coaster in the first place. Who built the roller coaster? And why are you so comfortable on that bitch? When do you ever get off to eat? When do you ever actually shower? Even in the shower, you're not present. Even in intimacy, you're not present. There's times where you laying up and and you're thinking about what you got to do next week. You haven't been present when, think about 10 other things. Just going through the motions, cosplaying life, not really fully feeling it. Man, when I am mindful enough to like not have my phone and I like to eat my lunch outside and I close my eyes and I'll move. Man, when I'm really present with my food and it's real good and I'm enjoying it, I will find myself taking a bite. Me and one of my best friends, Natasha, like she's the one who really helps me and reminds me of presence. This particular friend is all about presence and being connected. Like when I first was hanging out with her and stuff, I was just like, okay, man, she doesn't even touch her phone one time, nothing. Like, wow, she really wanted to spend time with me. And she's like, well, if I'm craving a connection and I keep saying that I want connection and then we are spending time together, why would I spend that time connecting with somebody on the phone when I have a real life human being? And I was like, you know what? You're right. And so with her, I've really learned. And so when we spend time together, we'll go get like Thai food is our favorite thing, or we'll go get sushi. And we'll be getting our favorite food together. And literally we will like set the vibe. We'll come home, we'll put some music on, light some candles, and literally we'll just be eating our food. Our phones will be out of sight. We don't even know where our phones are. When I tell you it's like the best food ever, I'll just be eating it and me and her, and we both will close our eyes because we're just very like in it. And we'll open our eyes and we're both like doing the same thing. It's so funny. I'm like, we literally are connecting over this food right now. And we're not even saying anything. We both are just taking the bites and we're like, And I have my eyes closed. I'm like, oh my God, this curry is so good. And I open my eyes and she was like, and I'm like, we are connecting right now. We are connecting right now. I love it. We are both sharing this meal. We are both interpreting the flavors, on our own. And we are both coming to the same conclusion that this shit is bomb. And we are dancing together and we are literally in the moment with the food. I love that. I like that. I miss that. Well, instead of just talking about everything, and it's fine to watch a movie and do the things and talk and but it was just really nice for those moments where we are literally connecting over the meal. That someone put their hard work and time and love in, and it's clearly translating because this food is making me feel good. So whoever made this food, I don't know. They had some good intentions. They know how to cook. They made this with love. They clearly got a passion because this food is some of the best. It's this place called Blue Elephant in Miami. Blue Elephant in Miami. Oh my gosh, it's so good. If you're in Miami area, Blue Elephant. If you like Thai food, oh my gosh. And so it's just beautiful. She's taught me that. And it just has shown me how much I'm just not present in certain things. I'm just going through the motions. And if I was more present in things, I think I would enjoy life more. And so I started romanticizing my life. And even in the shower, I would find myself on the damn phone, looking at shit in the fucking shower. I was just like, wait, can this be the one time? Why am I got the phone in the shower? I got the phone on the toilet. I got the phone. What do I think? What's in my head? And so now even with the shower, I bought some fresh, eucalyptus. Is it eucalyptus? Yeah, I bought some eucalyptus that I got on thing. I have some essential oils and different things that I like. I usually put on a dimmer light. I put on music now instead of having my phone listening to people. I put on music, and I will create this beautiful spa experience. I'm like, when I go on vacation and I go to certain spas, what is something that like makes me feel that way at there? How can I do these things at my house? Just because, why can't I get eucalyptus? Why can't I get a candle? Just these little things are basic. Why can't I just do this in my own house? Why do I have to go pay $100? Yes, you know, like the massage and other things, you need other people, of course. But I can set up a candle, and I can put a robe on and plush, and I can put on some house shoes. And instead of just getting right out of the shower on my phone, once again, I can get out and take a second and dry off. I can put some lotion on my body and actually just be present. And like, when's the last time that you massaged your body? Literally, when is the last time that you're just like, oh, let me just rub my shoulders a second? Like, when is the last time you just rubbed your neck? Like, these are the sensual connections that we're not missing because you're so used to everybody else doing it. It feels good to do this. It feels good to like take your time and be present and like rub the lotion on and like take your time, like always in a rush. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. So February 1st is February focus. You guys know I talked about it yesterday. The first falls on the full moon in Leo on February 1st. It is when I'm taking a break. I'm doing a tolerance break. I'm going to give up some things, and I'm preparing for Ramadan, which is on the 17th. And yeah, on the 1st, I really want to make it a very intentional, beautiful day. I want to do some candle stuff because it's a full moon. I want to make some moon water and release. And I want to really start this month and this getting into the new year season of how, as we head into the spring equinox, I really want to plant some seeds around the routines, the character, and the integrity of who I am as a person. I know we say a lot of things like, I want to do this and I want to go to the gym, and that's fine. I'm going to do that too. But this is more rooted in the systems within myself. What is broken in the systems that make me just fall off and do all these things? This is what I'm getting to. This is what I'm getting to. And so I am going to really focus in February on monitoring my emotions and seeing, oh, okay, something happened this month. What am I naturally gravitating towards? Do I want to smoke? Okay, this is where I'm going for a walk. I am going to reprogram my mind and how I want to escape when anything uncomfortable comes up. I am going to reprogram that by being super present in how I'm feeling, being super present in how I'm feeling. And in that moment, when I go to use the substance or I go to have that empty set, whatever it is that I use to cope, in that moment, I'm going to make a different choice and something that is better for me. That is the only way that I can reprogram for me. So to be hyper aware and present is going to be key for me in February. What am I feeling? Why do I feel like I want to smoke so bad right now? What is it that I need, or what is it that I want? Do I want connection, stimulation? Am I angry? Am I sad? What is it? I know this feels tedious and annoying, and I just want to be able to light a blunt, but I have to take it serious. I have to take it. You got to take it serious. And I know you don't want to acknowledge that some of these things are addictive, that we are addicted to people, that we are addicted to attention, that we are addicted to all these different things. But when you become present on when in that moment, when you're craving that person to come over because you just haven't felt that connection and you felt alone and whatever. And in that moment, you are like, okay, just be honest. I'm not saying that you can't do it. Just be honest with your intention on why, so that you can get clear on what it is that you may actually be needing. Maybe it's not really for that person to come over and do that. Maybe it's not really the alcohol. Maybe you really just need to be held by a friend and cry. Maybe that's the connection that you're truly missing, but that sounds weird. Can you come over and hold me while I cry? You know? But I think it's a lot more honest than saying, hey, come over and let's fuck, because I really just don't want to think about this shit right now. Not that that's the only reason why we do it. But that is a reason why we do it sometimes. So whatever that reason is for you in that moment, just get honest so that you can stop running these faulty programs on why you do what you do. If you know why you do it, then you can make a different decision. And you can also say, oh, as much as I want to do this right now, I know that I am reverting back to a pattern that's comfortable. And I know that afterwards, it's not going to make me feel what I really want, or I'm going to be still wanting more. So I can make this decision. Is it worth it for this little hit or whatever? Is this going to be suffice? Am I okay with it? Because you can own that shit. No one's telling you what to do. Take the hit. Do it. But afterwards, however you feel, don't act shocked and confused is all. because you've been doing this for a long time. That's all. Just don't act shocked and confused. That's when it just gets kind of wild. And that's when people are just like, girl, God, come on. You know this was going to be the outcome. Like, that's when it does. And you're just like, that's when you hit that point where you're like, okay, I am aware that this is the outcome. And it's hard for me to admit it, that I'm okay with still staying in this vibration right now. I don't feel strong enough to change yet. That's hard. I know that this person's not good for me, but I don't feel strong enough to let them go right now. That's fucking confronting. That's where you're like, damn, can I be ignorant and blissful? I wanted to know that I thought they were the person. I don't want to see all the shit that I see, because then it makes me it always comes back to me, which is page 1 in my book. It always comes back to you. That's page 1 in my book. It always comes back to you and what you decide and what you tolerate and how you treat people and your character and your integrity and what you think you're worth and what you think you deserve. It always comes back to that. Okay? All right, y'all. It is time for me to step away. I'm hungry. I need to continue working on building this event. And it's already the first coming up. I'm also excited, but damn, that means the bills come back around. Let me sit down and stop avoiding this shit. Let me look at what I got. We got a few days. I got to come up with this shit once again. Damn. I'm like, oh, it's first. It's a focus. Oh, you know what's also on the first page? You know what's also on it? Oh, hi, Louie. You know what's also on the first? These bills. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Yeah. I'm not here to demonize your decisions. I'm not here to make you feel bad about the things you do. We do things. I do stuff that I know. I just want you to stop lying to yourself, and I just want you to own it. Just own it. Even if you are going to choose to do something. There's times where I said, I know this is probably going to make me, like, there's been times where I'm like, I know probably doing this substance is not going to make me feel good. I know that. I know tomorrow I'm not going to feel good. I know that I'm just escaping. I know. I've been very aware when I do it. I'm very aware. I'm escaping. This is too much for me right now. I just want to get fucked up. I know. I'm admitting it. I'm owning it. That is a conscious decision that I have made before. And it still doesn't make me a bad person. It's just I'm struggling and coping and doing it. Or I just wanted to get fucked up. Doesn't have to mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to mean nothing. It could just be that I just want to do that. And that's something that we have free will to do. And that's it. I know who I am and I have balance with that. Okay, whatever it is. Like, you don't have to apologize for who you are anymore. Even if who you are is very against the norm. Like, for example, open relationships or polyamory. A lot of people are very triggered by that. But then there's also people who are not. There's also people who share that same ideology. So we don't need to walk around with the scarlet letter because you have this and want that. And you don't have to lie and manipulate people either. There's people who want the same things that you want, even if it's not popular. You will find it. I promise. You don't have to lie. The easier way to find it is to be yourself and also stay in your character and integrity, knowing that you're not lying and leading people on and misleading stuff to get it. That feels when it's even better. Imagine how good it feels to have what you need, and I have this relationship and I have this relationship, and I'm not lying to nobody. I'm not manipulating anybody. I've came with what it is that I want. I don't give a damn what society thinks. This is me and my human experience. I'm the one living this. I'm the one experiencing it. So just because you say it's bad, I don't resonate with your Bible. I don't resonate with what you think. I resonate with what I want and how I feel. And as long as I'm not compromising anybody, lying, misleading, and we are all in the room and aware, how you feel about it is motherfucking irrelevant. How you feel about it is irrelevant. I don't live by your rules. I don't live by that. That's if you believe that it's a sin. That's if you believe that we are all just one and this and that. I think that we all sin every day. You have to just make that choice on how it makes you feel. And you also have to define what a sin is to you. Some people feel that having sex before marriage is a sin while others do not. So then what do we do then if we have different ideologies? Who's right? Who's wrong? No one's right or wrong. It's just my life and my perspective and what I believe. And I think that we should continue to be able to have free thought. So You know? Yeah. You have to really get honest with yourself. Do you really feel like what you're doing is a sin, or is this a belief that you've been indoctrinated to believe about yourself? And can you trust the source of who's telling you this? And is the person who's telling you that this is a sin, are their hands clean? These are questions, especially when it comes to religion, that we need to ask ourselves. All right. On that note, I am going to head out. I love you guys. It's so good to see y'all. Thank you for rocking with me this rising. I will be here tomorrow, 6:30. 6:30, we're gonna make it. Okay, I'm not gonna get distracted on making content, but when I felt like I needed to post it and make it, I just did it. And but I will try to be here closer to 6:30 because I know some of you guys are just getting up, and I really would love to connect with you guys right when you still got the sleep in your eye. Let's wake up with the music. Let's wake up with intention, and let me teach you how you can really start the day being mindful, not being fake, not having to be inauthentic, and how you can get comfortable with your authenticity, even if it looks different to the perception that people have of you. I'm going to help you break through the expectations that you project that people have for you that make you stay stuck in the spiral of doing the same thing because it's what's expected of you. Well, you don't need to walk around doing what's expected of you. You get the power to shake shit up. You can shake it up. You can go to bed a banker and wake up and say, yeah, I decided that I'm going to learn how to weld for a living. Yeah, I know it's so wild, but I've always loved welding and I've always loved fire. And I used to get in trouble for playing with fire. And I don't even know why I got into this banking job. I love fire. So let me just find a way that I can do it. I want to do welding. So yeah, actually I'm going to do glass blowing too. Yeah, actually I love fire and I want to do glass blowing and I love it. And I'm always watching that show. Why the fuck am I in banking? And that's when it usually happens, when it's just like, what am I doing? Yeah. So anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I will see some of you guys on Saturday in the workshop. I love ya. Bye. Bye, Danny.